Smythe host of the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 029. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. And in front of me, I got Wells of the Horseplay Podcast.
What's up?
And on the ones and twos, we got a great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ. No, here's the thing. Every time you introduce this show, you introduce Wells as Wells of Horseplay Podcast. Mm-hmm. Wells is Wells of the Team Podcast.
No, I say that because it puts it in people's mind. It's like, oh, there's another podcast. That's why I keep saying that.
I get it.
Because at the end of the show, he also
plugs his podcast.
Yeah. That's why I do it.
He belongs to us.
I belong to no one.
It's all the Park Daily family. That's basically what it is. What's going on, guys? What is going on?
Also, shout out Horseplay Podcast returning.
Yes.
May 11th.
The return of Horseplay. Is it going to be a super long episode to like celebrate?
We're going to do a couple episodes like back to back, just to catch up a bit.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of stuff we wanted to get.
You guys have basically missed the entire playoffs.
Yeah, our last podcast went up April 10th, so it's been exactly 1 month.
Jeez, you guys should just pod about just only
just
watching the playoffs. Yeah, just go through, just like, this is what we did. Here's how I felt when all these things happened.
No, we got some topics lined up, so
nice.
we're gonna do probably 2 or 3 episodes in a week just to catch up.
Nice.
And then try and get into like a rhythm. I got a new headset, so that was the main issue. But I found one that I liked, and we're gonna be back.
Is it the same USB trash you had last time?
Nope.
Thank God.
No, it's no.
What's going on, guys? What'd you guys get up to this week, Smith? What'd you get up to this week?
Nothing much. It's much nicer outside, so that's cool. I'm riding my bike to work. That's cool. Had to buy new brake pads. Have you ever tuned a bike before?
I've never bought brake pads for a bicycle.
Really?
Never, not once.
Dude,
I probably just bought a new bike.
Yeah, you're just like, oh man, the brakes don't work. Let's replace this.
I don't know how you bike in the city, man. It scares me.
It's awesome. A, B, everyone does it, so it's like not really scary anymore. You just follow the guy in front of you.
What if there's no one in front of you?
Well, then you trailblaze. Make it happen on your own.
You're just sitting there waiting at the corner of Gerard. Waiting.
Partner.
I might be a kind of different cyclist because I also drive. So I know the annoyances of cyclists. So I tend to, what I don't like of cyclists, I tend to like not do. Yeah, I find it fine.
I just look, I'm not like a daring cyclist. There's a car that's trying to turn, like I'm out of the way. I'm not trying to get hit. There's people though that like think they have the right of way. And
how long does it take for you to get to work?
15 minutes, dude.
Yeah.
And taking
is it downhill there?
Like 25, yeah, but it's uphill back, which is a pain.
Yeah, after the end of the day, you got to go uphill.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a workout.
Yeah, it's huge workout.
You know what you should try and do? Always try and push the time to get less and less and less.
No, because then you're going to start going faster. Then you're going to like
get tired.
Yeah. But that's how you build up your cardio. So you're getting a goal. It's like, okay, it took me 15 minutes to get to work today. I'm going to try and get to work 13 minutes.
I'm
always pushing through.
Get an accident.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, what if you like, I want to break my personal best, and you're like, you know, bumping into cars, you know, street cars trying to open the door, and you're blazing through.
My only fear is getting doored. Getting doored is very real, and I can see easily how it happens. Like, who looks when they get out of a car?
You have a bell?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got everything but a helmet, and I'm not going to wear a helmet.
No.
Well, that's against the law, isn't it?
No, you don't have to wear a helmet.
You sure?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, all right.
But if you don't have lights, take it.
In the nighttime.
Take it, yeah. But a helmet? Pfft, you don't need that.
All right.
Until you do.
Yeah.
You got anything exciting this week, Wells?
I'll get
Besides
into that.
New headset? You're going to get into
later.
it? Oh, okay. Well, all right. So, I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast.
Boo.
And they're doing so they're going around the playoff teams, NBA playoff teams, and basically picking out good restaurants and stuff like that. So people are like emailing them and stuff like that.
What?
So they're emailing them restaurants of the playoff teams. So people will just like email them or tweet them good restaurants. So
this is new. Like this is the same team in the playoffs the last like in the
final four. No, they're doing all the playoff teams. So they're basically rating the restaurants, and depending on which ones they've gone to and stuff.
Who's rating them?
Bill Simmons and someone else. He also has a food guy. House of Carbs is another podcast. You know, they also have David Chow on his network too. He started a podcast.
Who's that?
Oh, jeez.
It's a food guy,
what's
clearly.
the restaurant? He has Deliciously Ugly on...
No, you're thinking of David Chang.
David Chang. Sorry, I always do that.
Racist. Get those... It was one of those Asian last names.
I said nothing of the sort. Sorry, David Chang. He started a podcast. I think he's on episode 2.
He's got a podcast with Bill Simmons.
On his network, under Ringer.
I hate both of them.
That's
really you hate David Chang?
David Chang is an ass, man.
What did he do to you? What did he do?
He's just like a.
Every time I see him, he seems nice.
Now most. He seems nice. Now most like chefs do have an ego, and he definitely has an ego.
Oh yeah, for sure. What's his famous restaurant?
I don't know.
Oh jeez.
He's got. That's another thing too is with those chefs, they just keep coming up with new stuff because they get bored, right?
Yeah.
His show though, Ugly Delicious, is really good.
Oh, it's really good. Have you seen it?
No.
Really good. Check it out on Netflix. Really good. You'll get hungry. The first
really,
episode,
really
the pizza one.
Yeah, it's so good. I love that episode with like the actual like guy from Italy who has like they have like a like the Neapolitan recipe for a pizza, and it's like they have to follow the strict orders of it. It's crazy.
It's really good. Sorry. So Bill Simmons is doing this narrating food. So they mentioned that Pittsburgh is known for pierogies, and then I started thinking, Philadelphia is known for
Philly cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks and other cities. What is Toronto known for?
Everything.
But
adapting and taking everyone else's culture and
so like New York, you'd say probably what? Street
Pizza?
meat and pizza.
Yeah.
Chicago, I think, is also pizza.
Deep dish.
Yeah, deep dish is also pizza. What is Toronto known for? Is it Korean? I was thinking either Italian or Caribbean.
It's just having everything available because you can get anything.
I understand that, but you can basically do that in every city. But I feel every city is known for something. But I couldn't think.
Poutine? I don't know.
Poutine?
That's Montreal, I guess.
That's Montreal.
But like, what did they talk about on the show? When they talked about
I
Toronto?
didn't listen to it.
You didn't go
I didn't
to
listen to
Toronto.
It just got into my head. Like, what is Toronto?
Maybe we're known for shawarma.
Okay.
Maybe
We might have the most shawarma places in North America. Let's be honest.
Maybe that's a good one.
Yeah, I just think that we have so many different.
Oh yeah.
Like you can go anywhere in the city if you have a craving, right?
But you know what I'm talking about. Like New York obviously has the same, probably a bunch of restaurants. But if you go to New York, you're like, oh, I gotta like
pizza.
that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
When I went to New York, I had a pizza and I had a street hot dog.
That was a pie.
And you left and you went home.
And I went home. Like that was the thing I had to do. But like if somebody came to Toronto, Smythe, what would you say?
Maybe we're known for food trucks.
No, they're everywhere.
Vancouver's,
and you know what? There's better food truck laws elsewhere too that let you just they pull up wherever they want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, especially out west.
Maybe
if somebody came to Toronto right now, Smythe, what would you say? Hey, I want to eat someplace. Where would you say? Yeah, try this. Go here.
To be
Burger Priest.
That's a good one. I had Burger Priest this week too.
I would send people to Lee's.
What's Lee's?
That place.
Susser?
Susser Lee's. I'd send them
on
there.
King Street.
And only because
and the sausage place right beside is pretty good too.
Yeah, with worst with that deer sausage or that elk and all that.
Yeah, they always have some sort of gamey sausage.
Yeah, I feel this is a podcast. Right?
And now I'm really into this.
Yeah, start up a GoFundMe for people to finance us to go to certain
restaurants.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then they'll come up with what we're known for.
You got a favorite restaurant? Is it Lee's? Is your favorite restaurant?
It's not my favorite restaurant, but if someone's in Toronto, they want to find a nice place to eat, I would send them to Lee's first. It's a good experience.
What's your favorite one?
You'll like this one.
No, my favorite place is Bark, actually, in Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
I love Bark. It's in
yes, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Amazing. They got these seasoned salted fries that are fantastic. You can just get that board of like 3 meats and 2 sides.
Piano is the best fries I've ever had in the city. The best. What else? You got one? What's your favorite restaurant?
You're gonna like it, Clooney.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Clooney.
Clooney's so good.
I
went there one time.
Really
I think I went to go to the beer hall beside it, and it was like too long of a wait. And then I went and just sat at the bar at Clooney and had. I just ate there, and it was like their octopus there was bonkers, and their bread there. Oh man,
you've never been to Clooney, you say?
Nope.
Well, I'm having a celebration later on this year, so it's gonna be a big part of Clooney. So you're gonna get to try it out.
That's why I said you'd be happy with my pick.
Yeah, love Clooney.
I'm happy about that place that you chose.
I love Antler. Antler's pretty good.
I've been there. That's the dude who hacked up the...
Yeah. Did you go before or after that happened?
Before. I went when he first opened, and I went a couple more times.
He went all the way to Joe Rogan. He was on his podcast.
Oh, really?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
To talk about it?
Good for him, man.
Talk about that incident.
That's amazing. That's how you get publicity.
Him,
now, did you go after the incident?
No, can't even get a seat.
Probably,
And I tried. You can't even get a seat.
Yeah, you can imagine.
Yeah, so that was my little thing. I want to start to recommend awards.
Let's go.
Well, you got to recommend awards?
Yeah, I got both.
Go on. Shoot.
Recommend. Childish Gambino dropped his new track.
Oh, you
and that video. Mine. Yeah, what's up?
You stole mine, man.
This is America.
So good.
I've watched this video at least 3 times a day.
I can't remember the last video that did that to me.
And it's one of those videos that you can like pick up something different every time you watch it.
It's so good.
Is he a new Kanye West?
No.
Not musically.
He tried to be Kanye West with his first big album.
I don't know if musically, but you know, like the whole.
Oh yeah, so
the whole like I don't even know how to explain this.
Artistic development.
Or, yeah, maybe
to be honest,
because his shows are really good.
Yeah.
Every time he's in the movie, is really good.
This guy can do everything.
His level of talent is beyond what Kanye West can do. But like in the music realm, he is stepping into that lane where Kanye West might be exiting that lane.
He probably is exiting that lane.
Yeah, potentially.
A lot of people were disappointed with his last album, Gambino, because because
it wasn't hip hop. That's all it was.
Exactly, but it was still good.
It was creative.
You can't really do everything great.
Well, it's not that. You can't do everything the same.
Jamie Foxx was close. You can't really do everything great. You know what I mean?
Can't be great at everything.
Yeah.
I think he's up there though.
He is. He definitely is. I think so.
Like, what can't he do?
Yeah. My thing is that.
Did you watch SNL?
I haven't recorded.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
No, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't downloaded it. I haven't watched it yet, and people are saying it's good. It's pretty good. You have a Warren?
Yeah, dogs.
Wow.
Did you have one?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
My dog just cost me a lot of money this week.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
With, like tests and checkups. No, she was kind of sluggish the last couple months, so took her in just to see what was up. X amount of dollars later, we found out that there's something treatable for her, so she can be taking medication now, man. She's only 6 years old, taking medication.
See, this is the thing about veterinarians. Big business, because it's not regulated by the government.
Nope.
So they can basically make up whatever price you want.
There's no insurance.
And people,
3 different tests. 3 different tests cost money. Stepping in the door costs money. Now the medication costs money. I'm glad she's going to be okay. Like, I'm glad we got all this out of the way. It's nothing too serious, so. But it's just a warn, man.
And that's why I don't get dogs, because I don't want that responsibility. Because I feel if like something happened to my dog, I'd be like, well,
no,
it was nice knowing you. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me.
Nah, you'll get attached, I think.
But that's the reason I don't get a dog, because I don't want to do that. Like I just don't.
That's hilarious.
I don't. You got to recommend Warren Smythe? Don't think too hard about it.
I don't know. My recommend really is just keeping your resume up to date at all times, just in case.
Something happened?
No. To be honest, something happened to me in general. Like I just got a new laptop, but like, my things like just always be ready to make more money and always like put your foot forward for the next opportunity. Even if the current job you have is amazing, like you just got to prepare yourself because something might come up. And doing your resume in a rush sucks. So when you have experience to update, keep it updated. So if something ever comes to the table, you can apply right away and you get that out of your head.
So when would you tell people to update their resume?
As soon as you have something new.
What do you mean? Like,
so if you take on a new position, you did some new training. If you did some new development stuff, anything you do new, you should have in there.
Any achievement unlocked, you got to put down.
Basically, right? Basically. Have it completely up to date, just in case opportunity comes, or just in case you feel like whatever. Like usually it's an impulse. If you want to look, it's impulse. So you go and you apply for a few things, and your next dream job could pop right up in front of you.
Well, it's kind of like what you were just talking about with Kanye West and Childish Gambino. Like you're always trying to explore new, sort of boundaries or stuff that you can. You always want to be challenging yourself, right? Yep. Like if you're just doing the same thing every day for so long, like you're gonna get bored and you become a worse person for it. So
and at the end of the day, to be honest, you just go to work to make money. Like you just do things that you like, and it's just easier. You get out of there faster.
Well, this is very true. Somebody asked me if I had seen any job openings around. I was like, yeah, sure. I know this person. They're pretty high up in the company. Give me your resume, and we'll get it done. Just take a look at it. 2 weeks later, I'm like, what happened to that resume? Oh, I'm still trying to put it together.
Yeah,
I was like,
They go home and they just like they sit and they look at it and like, oh, there's so much to update. It's not going to do it, right? So
you're right. You got a Warren? No,
no, I'm not a Warren kind of person. I've seen nothing crappy in the last little while. Actually, Arrested Development just released a remix of season 4 on Netflix.
Remix?
Yeah, because season 4 was like based on individual characters over and over again. Mm-hmm. So they remixed it, and all they did really was chop up the episodes from before and put them, mishmash them together. That's weird. So it's like rewatching the same thing. It's really stupid. Don't watch it. There's my warning.
I don't got a warn, but I do got to recommend The Florida Project. It's on Netflix. Pretty good movie. Was nominated for a couple Oscars. What I'm always fascinated by is
that with Willem Dafoe?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a motel manager. What I'm always fascinated, it's basically about kids, like these 3 little kids. I think they're like 4 years old. What I'm always fascinated is how directors get these kids to act so well.
To get that performance out
They
of them.
probably just tell them to act naturally.
But like, even if you if you were to pull out a camera right now and tell a kid act natural, there's a certain direction, right? You want to get from point A to point B.
Yeah.
I guarantee you probably won't get that out of the kid. It's so fast. Like, again, if you guys watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It was just so. And even there's a scene at the end. I'm like, how did they do that? It just fascinates to me because these kids are like no more than 5.
That's crazy.
And there's maybe 3 or 4 of them in the movie, and I'm like, how are you getting this out of these kids? It's just so fascinating.
It's like a lot of splicing and stuff.
No.
Again,
if you watch it,
you'll understand.
You'll understand what we're talking about.
Have you guys ever seen that HBO series? It was only a pilot, only 6 episodes, called Kids.
No, I saw the movie.
Not
Kids.
that movie. No, not that movie.
No. I had to watch that movie at school. They made us watch it
Oh
at
my
school.
god,
Yeah.
That's crazy. And now that I've
Wear
about
condoms.
it, I'm not even sure what it's called. I think it's called Exclude or something. But anyway, same concept. Kids were like 5 to 9 years old and acting doing these crazy roles. I'll just go over one episode for you guys. There's one episode where they're talking about eating peanut butter and jam. So they're selling peanut butter and jelly sandwiches like they're drugs because, they're banned in schools. So they're selling them for $5 a piece, and it's like contraband. And then they'd also sell the EpiPens because kids were allergic, but they wanted them so bad they eat them anyways. And they were like, and I was just like, well, that's hilarious. Anyway, it didn't get past the pilot 6 episodes, and you probably can't find it.
Pilot's 1 episode.
Yeah, I think it's called The Yard. Anyway.
Oh, it wasn't called Kids. It was called
No,
it was
it's called
Oh, okay. I think you said just.
That's why when I said kids, I was like, no, it doesn't sound right. Anyway.
So it's kind of like Recess, but real life.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You know what?
Exactly.
Yes.
Shout out to Recess. That's one of the greatest shows ever.
That was a great
Still.
show. Till this day.
Why are you making that face, Wells?
My back's sore, man.
Oh, I thought you were like Recess. That show sucks.
Loved it in school.
Let's get on some sports. NBA playoffs. Round 2 is over.
And it just started.
No game went past game 5.
Isn't that crazy? Round 1 was so entertaining.
That's yeah.
But usually that's how it goes, isn't it? In the NBA? But it was just like the first round was just...
First round didn't suck, and the second round really sucked. It's crazy.
Second round stunk.
Crazy how fast that went.
It's hard to get into series, man. Like,
yeah, especially you're interested in watching like the skill level of it, but sometimes you check out.
Yeah.
I'll go through a series. I mean, you guys want to even talk about anything like that. I'll save that one series for last. There was Golden State Pelicans. Golden State beat them 4-1.
Yeah, I thought the Pelicans had a chance.
Everyone did.
A lot of gentlemen sweeps here.
Everyone thought the Pelicans had
But you know
a chance.
what really happened is Steph Curry came back, and then now they're superhuman again. So
It was so...
No, they were superhuman before him.
Yeah.
But they were beatable before. Like,
No, they weren't.
You get
No, they
it.
weren't.
You pull a few games off before. Steph Curry came back, and I was like, oh, yeah, it's these guys again.
That's exactly what happened. It's like, oh, you guys think you're awesome? No, you're not.
Yeah, well.
Because we are way better than pretty much any other team.
They went 16-1 last year in the playoffs, right? They trounced everybody last year.
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Same team.
Crazy. Rockets Jazz. This is the one I was paying attention to the most.
Yeah.
And
I really thought the Jazz could do it.
Yeah, that was
yeah, because you actually did call them the Wolves again.
But you know what? I enjoyed watching it. Donovan Mitchell, I think, had a great season. I don't know if he's going to be a great player. But did he ever have a great playoff run to start his career? Did he get carried off on a stretcher in Game 5?
Not a stretcher. He injured his foot.
Yeah.
And he went back and he was limping and stuff like that, and then he came back.
And
So
lost.
Basically in that Game 5, I don't know if you guys watched it. Chris Paul basically saved them. I think he dropped 41 points or something.
Chris
like
Paul won the game.
Yeah, and Harden was
Nowhere to be found.
nowhere to be found.
Well, didn't Harden have 26?
Yeah, but if you watch the game, you're
Yeah,
kind of like
26 isn't not showing up.
no, but you understand what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. It almost felt like he wasn't even there.
Someone else carried the team,
Yeah.
which that's why you have 2 All-Stars.
Maybe that's why you have 2 All-Stars. Yeah, I think all of us called this, or except for who else there?
Except for the guy that gets stuff wrong.
Yeah, Smythe, you called this one in 4. I called this one in 5.
Yeah.
Celtics Sixers.
Again, disappointing.
Remember when we thought this was going to be a good series?
Everyone thought it was going to be a good series.
It wasn't a bad series. A lot of
games
the
were
games were close.
You know the problem with this series is because everyone is like the Sixers are missing their guys, their top guys.
Boston.
Yeah. Sorry, I said Sixers. Sorry, Celtics are missing their top guys. So everyone keeps picking against them.
I took Philly, and I took Philly hard.
I don't know anyone who took Celtics.
Yeah,
anyone. So,
but Jason Tatum.
Oh, yeah.
If Rookie of the Year was an award that counted the whole season, including the playoffs, this is the guy. And at the start of this podcast, I said he'd be the best rookie. I just wanted to throw that out there. Sometimes
but he
I
wasn't.
get it right.
We just talked about Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell was great.
There was two better than him.
But Jason Tatum's still paying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'll give you like you at the beginning of the year, you were all on Tatum. You were about Tatum, so I will say that. But
imagine he went to Philly. Imagine they were smart enough to take him. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, imagine.
And like
Colangelo again.
Yeah,
how do you not
Markelle Fultz didn't even play in the second round?
Yeah, but Fultz is not ready to play. So we don't know how good he could be.
And there was nothing wrong with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he didn't play at all.
Get on the court at all. I'm like, you could have had a layup. You take Tatum and your franchise is actually set for the next 8 to 9 years. No questions asked.
Yeah, go on, sorry. There you go.
I don't know. You just take a guy now. He's total wild card. He could be completely ineffective to what you're trying to do with your team. Colangelo.
Now the Celtics have done this 2 years in a row.
Yep.
With this group of talent. Last year they had Isaiah Thomas, who was basically he was the only one scoring, but he was kind of a liability on defense. But they still pulled it out to get to the conference finals.
Yep.
They still have picks. And they have a lot of guys.
That's why nobody picked Brad Stevens for Coach of the Year.
The best coach, I think.
Yeah, probably one of the best.
No one took him because Dan Ainge is doing such a great job of giving him talent to work with. They're saying that anyone could coach these guys.
Well, you still got to put a game plan together. I don't think anyone can coach superstars. That's easy. Doing what he's doing with quote unquote bench guys.
Yep.
A little bit more difficult.
It's very difficult, and the players love him. No one gets praised like Brad Stevens. If you ask any player how any play worked or what's going on in the locker room, they all say Brad Stevens. No other team talks like that.
That's crazy. I heard of a couple things going up in the air because you got Terry Rozier now, who's just playing out of his mind. Would you guys trade Kyrie Irving for Kawhi Leonard?
That's exactly what I was going to say. And the answer is, of course, I'd do it if it's available.
No,
why not? You don't need Kyrie Irving.
Kawhi Leonard after what happened last year. I don't want that guy on my team.
Yeah, you're one of those people.
I don't want him, because what if he doesn't like playing in Boston? Then he's going to sit again.
Bigger market. That's all he wants to play in. I get it.
Suck it up, man. You're getting paid tons of money. Honor that.
Fortunately, the shoe company says different.
That's a whole topic for another.
Yeah, that's another topic. But I'm hearing a lot of people are like they are souring on that Supermax. Because Kawhi Leonard's up for a Supermax, and people are like...
Well, he heard it himself.
I wouldn't give it to him.
There's no way if you're going to say about Spurs have to give him that Supermax.
Yeah.
But do you want to give a guy like that a Supermax?
Nope. There's no way that
people are like turning right now, looking at Westbrook and going, that was a mistake to give him the Supermax.
Yep. You know what they should do? Just call Kaepernick him. But they won't.
Who?
Kawhi Leonard.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Just no one signed him.
Oh, that's not going to happen. He's like one of the top 3 best players in the league. That's not going to happen.
Is he though? I don't think he's top 3 in the league. But
when he wants to play.
Kaepernick's not in the top 3 quarterback.
No, not top 3. But he was a top quarterback. Like, he definitely was signable. And the league boycotted him. Yeah. If I were the NBA, I would Kaepernick Kawhi Leonard.
I'm not disagreeing with you that Kaepernick got boycotted. That's fine. But he's not on the kind of talent level as Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So, no one's going to do that.
I'd still do it, though.
Yeah.
That's a risk, man.
Yeah.
He took a risk. He's taking a risk with his career right now, refusing to play.
He's not.
Someone's going to pay him. Like, that's a goal. Imagine, you showed up to work and you were like... or you didn't show up to work.
Yeah, that's where it starts.
Imagine you tried to do that at your job. Imagine you tried to do that at your job.
We live in a different world, though.
It doesn't matter, man.
We live in a different world. We live in a different world than those guys.
You're still getting paid. He got paid to do nothing.
I understand that. But we actually live in a different world. Like, if I could do that at my work, I would do that at my work. Like, demand where I want to go.
That's not how the world should work.
That's how their world works, though.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want a guy on my team that is me first.
And I bet you a lot of players thinking the same thing.
I think, as players, they should think that way. They're only going to be able to get money for what? 35 years of their life.
Only?
Well, if you
you can earn money your whole life.
Say 15.
Yeah. Okay.
But you still get a pension.
Sorry, 15 years of your life. Sorry, you're right. Sorry, 15 years of your life because they come out of college.
You still get a pension.
And to me, if a player wants to leave your organization, that's not on the player. That's your organization. You didn't do enough to keep that player or make him happy. That's on the organization.
But if he refused to play, they shouldn't have to pay him. That's what I think.
Here's the thing. If you come out of college and you declare for the NBA draft, you are now declaring that I don't care who takes me, I'm going there.
Well, no, you're an employee of the league. You're not an employee of the team, right? The league
until they sign you.
Yeah.
Until they sign you. You are an employee of the team.
It's a job.
Okay, let's say for example, let me flip it to like a football thing. I probably know your answer, Wells. But let's say you get drafted in football and you get drafted by the Cleveland Browns. Do you really want to stay there?
But
do you really want to stay there?
But you're employed by the Browns. If you sign that contract,
do you really want to stay there?
This is part of being a professional athlite, okay? Keyword there, professional.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Right?
Well, how professional are the Browns? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But imagine you could be the guy who turns the Browns from being an absolute joke into
a contender,
a respected team.
Or you can be like the long list of quarterbacks that were drafted by the Browns.
You could be, but at some point it's going to change. I don't know if it's going to be this year or in 50 years. At some point that will change, and you will be a legend in that city for it.
Yes. If it was me, I'm like, get me out of here. I don't want to stay here.
Why though? Like what?
Because why?
Because it's cold?
No, not because it's cold. Because
you know what I wouldn't want to be? I wouldn't want to be
You
like.
can put that to any sport. You can pick that to any sport.
I don't want to be like.
You shouldn't be able to pick and choose.
You should be able to.
No, you shouldn't, man.
I don't want to get picked in like the 4th or 5th round by the Browns because like I'm not that good, so I'm not going to move the needle at all. Plus, I'm on the worst team ever.
But to my point, if you were picked in the first round, and again, you can put this to any sport. If you were picked in the first round by the Browns, that means you're a top talent.
Yeah, I'm going
and
for
now you're going to waste your talent on the Browns.
No, I'm going to try.
And I'm not disputing that. You don't think every guy there tried?
Yeah, no, but I'd be that guy that tries.
So now, at the end of 4 or 5 years, nobody wants you now.
Not even 4 or 5. How much did Kaiser get? 1.
Yeah. Now
they drafted another quarterback.
Yeah. Now nobody wants them. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, by going on that organization,
you went 0-16.
Now you've tainted me.
You're ruined. He's ruined, and he's not going to make.
You understand my point, though,
I
right?
totally understand your point. And you're right. If I was a first-round pick, going to the Browns is a death sentence.
You see, like Steve Francis when he got drafted by Vancouver.
He refused to play there.
He didn't want to go there. And it was better for his career.
Yeah, well...
Was it? How's he doing now?
It is Canada.
Well, it was.
That was
a great team.
He had a good couple years.
Yeah, on Houston.
Well, he played. He played.
Yeah.
Give me 7-8 seasons.
And what did Vancouver do? They went to Memphis.
Kobe Bryant refused to go to the Charlotte Hornets.
And his career is way better for him.
Right? And those are...
And the Hornets still haven't done anything.
Yeah, sometimes it's the right play, to be honest.
So,
but Kawhi Leonard not playing for that team last year,
yeah,
it's a crime.
No. And finally we got Cavs, Rockets.
No.
Cavs, Rockets. Cavs, Raptors. I got C. Francis in mind. Cavs, Raptors. The only team to not win one game in the second round. And it was supposed to be different. Well, at least Smythe said it was supposed to be different because me and Wells both said during the first round.
Do you want to hear the worst thing about this?
Shoot.
This was 2 possessions from being totally different.
But it wasn't.
I know. That's the worst thing. We're having this conversation, and we were 2 possessions away from a totally different conversation.
That's the Jets.
That's not how it works, though.
No, I told you. You guys can now.
You have to play
rip away
a full game.
I totally
48 minutes.
Yep.
And Dwayne Casey just got Coach of the Year.
No. He got
voted by his peers.
It's not the actual Coach of the Year award.
It's not the Associated Press award.
This is
it's not.
This is voted by other coaches.
This award is the second year in its inception, and it's award voted by other coaches.
Yeah. See, I thought he got both awards. Sorry,
no, not yet. No. All right, the other one you won't get till.
So when I read in the score, it said Coach. Okay, sorry.
Guess what? They tried to save his job by giving him that award. That's all I'm saying.
No, that award's
actually, I think it's the opposite.
that award's
they signed his death sentence.
That award's a kiss of death. So yeah, Wells. Living here in Toronto, what do the Raptors do? What do the Raptors do?
This is the question, man. This is the question we've been asking ourselves for the last 4 years, right?
DeMar DeRozan basically almost.
It's not what can they do. It's like what what can possibly happen? Like, what can you do to like change this franchise? There's so many different excuses, right? Last year when they lost, it was about a culture change.
Which they did. You can argue they did.
And how'd that work?
They got first in the East.
The best thing about this...
No. The regular season means nothing now.
Oh, well, okay.
Because look at...
Hey, you know what?
No,
Okay,
listen.
Go on.
Raptors had the best regular season of all time in franchise history.
Correct.
Okay, great for them. What did that mean?
Wins. It
gave them a banner, right? It's going to give them a banner.
Yep.
What about when Golden State went 73-9?
They didn't win.
They better not put up a banner.
They will.
They will. Division champion
Atlantic.
banner.
I
for
hate
sure.
those things, man.
Division champion.
I hate
now,
those things.
here's
No,
what-
listen. Golden State went 73-9. How'd that work out for them?
They didn't win a championship.
No, they didn't.
No, they did.
I said they did not win a championship.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So regular season means absolutely nothing. I think we all agree on this, though, right? Like,
Well, in terms of winning a championship, no, it does not.
No.
There's regular season.
and why do you play the
playoffs.
games?
You
To
play
win the championship.
You play the playoff games to win the championship.
This year, this team did not have the mindset. Their goal was not to be first in the East, right? No. Sure, okay. You know what? Home field advantage, home arena advantage, whatever it's called.
I think they actually did. I think they won it first in the East. But,
Sure,
yeah,
okay. I mean, obviously, you're going to play to win the games regular season. Yeah. There's nothing. Obviously, that's going to be the main point.
It's not like a Golden State where they don't care. It's not like a Cleveland where they don't care.
Exactly,
I think they actually.
What was the point of this year? To go further than they did last year. Mm-hmm. To go. Everyone saw the window, the opportunity to take advantage of the East, which was kind of...
Celtics are hurt, 76ers are
But even before the season started, right?
Yeah.
Like, everyone thought the Celtics were going to run the table, right? And everyone's like, okay, well, there's Cleveland's pretty good. But other than that, like...
Cavs is the worst team it's ever been.
The Raptors were projected to be sixth in the conference.
Yeah, you know
at
what?
the best four.
By Americans.
At the best four.
By people who know.
Yeah, well, so I'm going to take it to a whole different perspective for you guys, okay? Go back the last 7 years in this Eastern Conference. What were the Atlanta Hawks records the 2 years they were good?
The 1 year that they won the Eastern Conference, they had 60 wins.
Thank you. How far did they get?
They lost in the conference finals.
How many games did they win?
That wasn't 7 years ago. You said 7 years.
Within the last 7 years.
Within the last 7 years. Okay, sorry, yeah.
So, LeBron James has had the number one seed 2 times in the past 7 years.
Yeah.
He's always beaten a better seed. Mm-hmm. He's beaten great teams. He's beaten teams with 60 wins. He's beaten teams with superstars. This guy doesn't care how good you are.
And that's what I'm saying. Finishing first in the Eastern Conference
doesn't
means nothing.
Not to him.
It actually might be like
a curse.
A curse.
But I feel you're getting to a greater... Well, in the East maybe with LeBron there. But I feel you're getting to a greater point here, Wes. Well, what would you do with the team then?
What would I do with the team now?
Yeah.
Fire Casey. Not because he's done anything really... Yeah. Well, you know what? He has done some things wrong. He's now led that team to the playoffs, 5 straight years? Yeah. And has nothing to show for it other than... 5? I thought it was 4. 4 or 5.
What do you want from the guy? What do you want him to do?
Well,
every year the same guy's gone to the finals.
This is my point. Is he can't... He doesn't have a game plan, or he hasn't structured things to work out for them to go any further. So therefore, he is like... He should take the fall. It's unfortunate, but he needs to take the fall.
So, to where I was coming from before, the Atlanta Hawks thought the same thing. They tear it down. Look where they are now.
Yeah, but the Atlanta Hawks had
that wasn't sustainable. That was not sustainable.
They had one really good year.
The Atlanta Hawks are the Toronto Raptors, in case you don't understand.
No.
They were in the playoffs every year.
No,
and last year
in 8th.
No, they were never in 8th. They were a top seed every year between 4. The lowest they were was 5, and they were number 1 with 61 wins. And they couldn't get it done. They couldn't beat LeBron James.
That team was not sustainable, you know it.
And they tore it down, okay? The Indiana Pacers, with Paul George and whoever else, they were a top 4 seed for 3 years in a row.
You're actually rooting my segment. Go on.
And they tore it down, right? Is it worth it to tear this team down and fall back to the bottom and hopefully perhaps...
I'm not saying they should blow up the team.
Yeah.
But their coach has not gotten them, improved them than how they should. Like, you know what I mean? You should learn from these mistakes. You should learn. That team going out there after they lost game 1 or in the fourth quarter of game 1 did not have the mindset or like... They did not have the mentality to close out that game.
No, we saw.
And we saw it sometimes in the first round too against Washington.
Well,
like they struggled.
Yeah, that's why we picked the way we picked. We saw at the end of the year.
So like I said, all you need to know was after the first game of the first round is how serious this team is. And they won game one against the Wizards, but it wasn't convincing. That whole series, there's nothing really convincing about it. And so that, to me, showed that that team has not changed. And you need to get a coach in who is going to have to do a different game plan. And it probably won't be as sexy as it has been in the regular season, but maybe he'll prepare them for the playoffs where they can actually go on a run, or I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it, but whatever they have right now, coaching-wise, player-wise, it's not working against the big dogs of the East.
And historically, there is precedent for that. Like coaches, there's a good team, they change the coach, and they become a better team. And there's also precedents where it's gone the other way.
Look, Dwayne Casey, if he loses his job, which I'm pretty sure it's going to happen.
I think we're all in agreement that's probably going to happen.
It's not like he's not going to find another job somewhere and do well there.
Oh, he will definitely get another job.
Yeah.
If he gets fired, he's definitely going to get another job.
But, like, I don't know. Like, look what happened to Sam Mitchell. What's he doing now? Like, he had coach of the year, the actual coach of the year. And then the next year he was fired.
Yeah.
Now he's working on TSN as an analyst.
Yep.
Dwayne Casey, I think, has a better future ahead of him.
Yeah.
Well, he comes from the league, though.
But do you guys get what I'm saying? They've failed year after year.
So,
on the last
even the year that they made the conference finals, it was not like a glamorous way.
They play Cleveland in the conference finals.
But
Cleveland's the only team. Again, yeah, because in the last podcast, I think everyone was maybe a little bit hot under the collar, and everyone's like, blow up the team, get rid of everyone. I think you came back from that a little bit, Wells, and saying just, maybe it's the coach. The players seem to be good enough. Maybe it's the coach.
Well, it's like, look at DeMar in the playoffs every year, man. Like, look at that game 3. He was on the bench for 14 minutes in a row.
He is not. I've been saying this for like 2 years. He's not the best player on the team. He is not the best player on the team. It's Lowry.
But like they're really like
skill-wise,
even if you say blow up the team, you can't. Their hands are tied, right? And like I'm just saying, I don't know how it's going to be done, but changes need to be made. And I feel like this fan base is pissed off, and they should be. I feel like the average fan, and I would call myself that. I'm not like a diehard Raptors fan, but like as an average fan who follows them throughout the year and gets involved a lot more during the playoffs, I'm pissed off. Like. And I feel like I'm not the only person.
Yeah. Well, my only thing I'm saying is that, listen, this cycle's happened before. This guy is just really, really good.
You're talking about LeBron.
Yeah, and I don't think you go tearing your team down because you can't beat a guy that 2 other great franchises couldn't tear down. We're just the next.
But you have to figure out a way to beat him.
And I totally understand.
And you have to find the players with the mindset that are coming in that aren't already defeated. Yeah, and I think that's the biggest problem is you need a coach who can build a fire under the asses of people and tell them that you can win this series. I know it's LeBron James. I know he's the greatest player we've ever seen, and he's going to the finals probably for an 8th time, but someone has to come in, I don't care who, and you need to find the people who are like, I don't care who about him, we're going to win this.
Are we just talking about DeRozan here?
No.
I'm talking about everyone.
If I'm Masai Ujiri, I walk to MLC and I say, listen, this is the difference between the luxury tax and no luxury tax.
You know what? I think Ujiri should go too.
And no.
Whoa, no.
Number 2 is, I think, because remember, Ujiri.
What's he done, really?
Well, he turned this into the best team we've ever seen.
What's he done, though?
He created this team.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Did he draft DeRozan?
He drafted all the bench.
Did he trade for Lowry?
No.
He made the pieces come here that work.
Who is he drafted that's really...
Ibaka.
No, he traded for Ibaka. How's that turned out?
He brought in Ibaka. Right. He put that bench unit together.
What has he really done?
All those young guys.
This is an honest question.
He brought our bench
How's
unit together.
Damari Carroll worked out?
So
but Damari Carroll was a good signing to fill a hole.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't a signing.
They signed him after the Hawks had that good year.
It's a good sign that didn't work out.
It's not a good signing. It was not. The reason the Hawks.
Did you call him not working when he came here? If you say you called it when he walked through the door, then you win.
Okay, Smythe. The reason the Hawks let him go is because he wasn't good. That's the reason the Hawks let him go. They weren't going to sign him.
Also, someone offered him $14 million a year, and he's like, "Yeah,
I'll take that."
Yeah, they weren't going to sign him.
All I'm saying is when he came here, we thought it was filling a void.
No, but it was a bad signing. You can see that was a bad signing. It was bad.
In retrospect, obviously. But I'm saying when he came here, nobody said that was a bad idea. Not one of us.
I was kind of like, who's that?
You have to understand. Like, again, when Rodney Hood went to Cavs, you were like, "Oh, this guy's going to be great for the team." And I told you, no, he's garbage, and he's not playing. that's how fan bases react. Oh, we got a new player, yay! We got something shiny, yay! You don't actually look at it and go, "He was bad. He was a bad signing."
They did it to us.
But honestly, what has
now when you say what has Masai Ujiri done, you're basically talking about championships.
No, yeah. I'm talking about what has he done to make this team better. Like, because there's still a lot of collegial roots in this team, right?
No,
like,
I think he has made his team better. Like, the whole bench mob, that's him.
But look at his draft picks. Like, I mean, the book's still out on Anunoby, right? Like, I think he might turn out to be something good, but, I mean, we've only had 1 year.
Well, Anunoby and Siakam, those are 2 good signings. Those are 2. The only one he's actually failed in draft picks is Boklo. Because OG, again, around the league, people love it. They're like, the Raptors stole that guy.
Yeah, well,
he was supposed to go way higher.
Supposed to go earlier because
Siakam, people are like, if this guy gets a shot, he's going to be one of the best 3-4. Is he a 4? He's a 4.
He's a 4.
Yeah, best 4 in the league. I think he's done good things. It's the head of the snake. It's DeRozan. I think it's more DeRozan than Lowry. It's DeRozan and Lowry.
Yeah. Well, if I'm Ujiri, I think he says, if you want to win, you have to go on the tax. You have to bring in another player. You have to make DeRozan not the focal point of your team.
They're not doing that, Smythe.
You guys wants to take him away to that.
No team wants to do that.
But if all the teams right now that are currently in the playoffs, only Boston's not in the tax. So
that's because everyone's like still under their rookie contract.
Well, but except for Hayward. So out of the 4 teams left in the playoffs,
yeah, the Raptors are in the tax. They're not deep in the tax.
No, they're not. They're under the tax.
But how could realistically, how could they wiggle themselves to get someone?
They're not. They can't. Even if they go, like, you can't go $20 million over the tax. Like, that's crazy. That's insane.
Well, it's all for dollar care. It's just owner's money. Who cares? Cleveland doesn't
care. Everyone cares.
Cleveland doesn't care. Golden State doesn't care, and Houston doesn't care.
Still watch business.
Watch this year. What's going to happen to that team? They can't keep doing this.
I understand it's not feasible, but all I'm saying is
Golden State's going to stop doing it pretty soon.
Yeah, to win in this league, apparently that's what you have to do.
No, when you get the players. Let's say, for example, even if they said yes, we're going to.
Man,
I hope everyone heard that. I hope everyone heard that.
I'm a professional. Let's go. Keep going.
So let's say they said, yeah, you can go $20 million in your tax. We don't care. What are you doing? What are you bringing in?
Paul George, DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't go there. Do you think Paul George will come here?
I don't care. You go find someone. I'm not saying I'm not him. That's why he pays the big bucks. He figures it out. But I'm saying
that's the whole thing.
If I'm him, I go to MLC and say, listen, we got to go in the tax. We want to beat these guys.
I fully believe if they can get Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, any of those guys, they would go into tax. I fully believe that. Yeah. But they're not going to get those guys.
Yeah. What if you get like a second tier?
You want to go into
like
tax
Trevor Ariza
for Biyombo?
What if you do that? All I'm saying is that I think it's realistically you have to say, listen, if we want to beat these teams, we got to make that happen.
You want the last word here, Wills?
Yeah. Just give me 1 sec. Guys, I just opened up a bottle of beer, and
didn't do a good job.
It pretty much blew up on me.
Did not do a good job.
He tried to save it, but it didn't.
Yeah,
my crotch took the most of it,
and
some of the floor took it, and my shirt has a little stain on it, but
life is good.
Anyway, I'll give you the last word on the Raptors here, Wells.
Well, I mean, like to add on to what we were just talking about. Yeah, something needs to change, right? I don't care what it is. I don't care how big of a change it is. This does not work, what we have, or what we've had for the last couple of years. Did you guys watch or hear any of the exit interviews?
They're great.
Some.
Everyone said something completely different.
Well, yeah.
Which means they're all off. Like, they're not on the same page.
Van Fleet basically took the blame for the bench mob failing. So it was on him.
Is that his fault?
Well, he kind of leads them, right?
I think it was a great experiment. In the playoffs, you can't depend on those guys.
No, you can't.
They can't play deep minutes against LeBron James and anyone he puts on his side. That's not their job.
And next year, they'll figure it out. Next year, I think you'll see more guys emerge, I think.
And that's what you can break up.
It's a great idea during the regular season.
Yeah.
And you guys preached it all of our podcasts, how it would not work in the playoffs. And it doesn't.
But it's a cute experiment.
Can't rely on bench guys.
But still, they had so many issues in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
There was no consistency. And it's just, something has to happen. I don't care how drastic or how little. Something has to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Case takes the fall and we go into attacks.
What?
No, I'm talking about Smith. Go, keep going.
Casey takes the fall, which I think is inevitable. And you can tell by the way Jerry was talking during his exit interview. If he went to, I wouldn't be disappointed. But I don't think that's going to happen. And maybe you do get rid of DeRozan. Maybe you do get rid of Lowry. I don't see those happening. But something has to happen. And I think as, you know, an average guy fan here in Toronto, I don't know how many years or how much more we can take of this, like disappointment. So, yeah, if I see this team roll out again next year, win 55 games or whatever, I'm not buying anything until I see changes in the playoffs. Because I knew as soon as game one of round one started and how it went down, I knew this team was not going to go any further.
Well, you basically called it well. So, but we got the rest of the summer to dissect the Raptors and their.
Not really. I mean,
wrapping up
season one.
They're done now.
So we got our matchups for the conference finals. Which is crazy. All the excitement and stuff like that throughout the whole playoffs, and we're like, oh yeah, this could be different. It's exactly what it's quote unquote supposed to be. So we got Cavs versus Boston. You got a prediction for this one, Smith?
Oh, Cavs in 5.
Cavs in 5. Any reason why?
Boston's going to come up with heart, but I think the Cavs hit their stride, and they're too young to deal with what they're going to face. And it's not anything to say they can't handle it, but Jason Tatum guarding LeBron James, those kids be chucking up threes. Brad Stevens be drawing up plays. But there's experience, guys in the finals before. And if Kevin Love's on that low block, I don't know if there's anything you can do. What's Al Horford going to do to stop him?
What did they do last year? Was it 5?
Yeah, it was gentleman's sweep last year.
No, it was a sweep.
Oh, yeah. You got a prediction, once?
Yeah, just because I know you guys are both going to take the Cavs. I'm going to take Boston.
Just to be contrarian?
Yep. Boston in 6 because...
It's not the Cavs?
It's not the Cavs, and I believe in Brad Stevens.
They are a well-coached team. Not going to deny that. They got so many... It seems like they got so many weapons everywhere. It's just a shame Kyrie Irving's not there, man. It really is a shame. That would have been a...
Good story.
What about Gordon Hayward?
Gordon Hayward, too. Sorry, excuse me, that, too. That would have been probably a good series right now. But it's LeBron James, and I think they woke up. This whole playoffs, they've just been sleeping. Just zombies just walking out there. Oh, even the first series, it was just like...
Well, it goes to show you, they played like crap in game 1 of round 2, and they still ended up winning.
Yeah.
And
they woke up during the Raptors.
Since they went to J.R. Smith, Kyle Korver in the starting lineup, they haven't lost.
Young guys don't play.
Huh?
All those guys they got, they don't play.
They haven't lost since... Well, George Hill starts still.
He's not young.
And their bench is...
I've seen Clarkson play a bit.
Yeah.
Is Clarkson, Nance, and whatever. That is
Nance plays. Hood, who cares? Green.
Hood, they're not playing.
Jeez. There was that one game in the Raptors series where he was good.
They're going to throw Hood off the team.
Oh, of course they're. Everyone throws Hood off the team. I think they have his contract. I don't know if his contract's up.
He's still only his 3rd year.
They might just buy him out. I think he's not going to be there next year. It doesn't matter what.
Anyways.
And green is green. So I say Cavs in 6.
I got Boston in 6.
All right, Cavs in 6. Golden State Rockets. What else you got?
Sweep. Golden State.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my. Any reason why? Or just...
Do you know the season series is Houston?
I don't care.
All right. Just want to throw it out there.
Smythe, what do you got?
And Steph Curry played those games.
Smythe, what do you got?
Golden State in 6.
Oh, jeez.
And the only reason I'm taking Golden State is because they have one more star than Houston has.
They have a lot more stars than Houston does.
No,
they have 4
you know
All-Stars.
what?
They have 4 All-Stars.
And Houston has 3.
2.
No, Capella was an All-Star.
He was an All-Star too?
Yep. And...
Wait. Was he an All-Star because of injuries? Or was he an actual All-Star?
He's an All-Star, man.
He's an All-Star because of injuries.
He's an All-Star because of James Harden, but he's an All-Star.
No, because he was injury replacement.
He was an extra? I think he
Still
might
an
have...
All-Star, though. That means you're top 20 in your conference.
Yeah. But my point is, the numbers game...
Pro Bowlers is 53 players on a team.
Yeah, the numbers game, they don't got it. That's what that series will come down to.
You know what? James Harden's going to fold. When they're down 2-0, he's going to fold.
He does have bad games in the playoffs.
I've talked up the Rockets all year. I was the only one that says yes. They're going to challenge them.
No, you're taking.
They have their chance now.
And this is what I've been leaning towards, and this is what everyone's like. Yes, this is the matchup everyone was waiting for all year. Let's see what the Rockets can do against them. They have the best chance because they shoot threes. Capella's a monster. James Harden sometimes seems unscorable. They have another elite. Sorry, I wish I didn't say that word. They have another good point guard in Chris Paul, and Golden State's still going to beat them in 5.
Yeah. You know why though? Chris Paul's a loser.
I don't know if he's a loser. He just doesn't have enough teams, and he's probably maybe not tall enough. He's like, what is he,
He's maybe not tall enough.
He's 6 feet. That matters in the NBA.
No, he's the one
How
thing
tall
I
is
like.
Steph Curry?
6'3".
That's
matters.
tall?
No, that matters.
The thing about Chris Paul's game that I like is Chris Paul has a mid-range game that makes it the height. That's the same as what Isaiah Thomas was doing.
And the rest of Golden State. So Steph Curry's the smallest one on the court at 6'3", which is a big point guard. Everyone else is 6'6" and above.
Yeah, that's how you should play basketball.
You
want to win?
That's the way the game works. It's not college.
That's a big team.
Yeah, not only are they big, they're a big jump shooting team full of just raw talent.
Yeah.
There's certain times you're just like, well, can't really do anything about this. Kevin Durant takes step-up threes at 7 feet tall.
So okay, I got a question for you guys.
Shoot.
How excited are you for the 4th year in a row of the same finals?
I'm not excited though. I might not even watch it.
To be honest, it disgusts me. But
it was exciting. It was exciting the first 3 times.
what's exciting?
It was kind of like, okay, back and forth.
But then when
the 3rd time, you're like, okay, this is kind of it's not even fun anymore. Now the 4th time, because they don't have a chance.
Sequels suck.
No, I disagree. Because if it was 3, you'd be like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
No, last year I was
because it's so lopsided to one side. That's why it sucks.
Yeah, the only reason why I enjoyed it was because last year was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But this one, as soon as Kevin Durant came over, it's not fun anymore.
No, it's not.
It's not.
But you guys love that.
No,
I like dynasties.
I do like dynasties. Because that's what you remember. You remember dynasties. But it's so lopsided to one side. I can't remember dynasty. I can't remember like in the 80s. That was
the league is broken.
I don't know if it's broken. No, it's not broken because they can't keep this up.
It's broken still. The fact that they have those guys on the same team.
That was a mistake because of okay. So what happened?
That was
is
an error.
So what happened is the TV money came in. So the owners said we want to gradually bring it in, like over a couple years. The players said no, bring it in all the time. So it jumped up the salary cap for every team for $20 million, and that's how they were able to afford.
Forget Kevin Durant. Salary cap. These owners just keep paying. If you're willing to pay the tax isn't steep enough.
The salary cap jump is why they got Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why.
But they're in the tax, so
because they win.
But they're over the salary cap, so it doesn't matter if the cap was whatever. They're over it, and they're just paying. As long as the owner's willing to pay to win.
I know, but they're not going to keep this up.
Well, every owner's not going to pay that much. Eventually, it gets too expensive. But if you have 3 or 4 years of championships, which is what we're watching, 2 teams in the tax with their superior rosters, basically.
Like when I think Thomas and Draymond Green are up the same year. Is it next year?
Yeah, Thompson.
I think next summer they're up. Like this is. They're going to have to make decisions.
One of
them is gone.
No, it's the end of an era. And that's fine. But now you had how many years? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years straight in the finals?
Because of the salary bump, yeah, they got like 5 years.
Right?
See, the thing with the NBA Wells is it's only 4-year cycle for every team. So if you got a good team, you can only keep them for 4 years before you have to reinvent it. Unlike hockey, you kind of... How long has the Pittsburgh Penguins been together? 10 years?
No. Have they been good for 10 years? No.
No, but that same team's been together, what, 7 years?
It's not the same team that's been
together.
It's
a couple players.
It's a couple players have been together.
A bunch of young guys, right?
Well, that's basically keeping a team together, right?
No, you got
like 3 guys who have been there. Like, we got Letang.
They got Letang,
Malkin,
Crosby,
and
Crosby. And
everyone
Fleury was there up until next year.
Yeah, everyone
he
else
wasn't relevant for a couple years.
Everyone else they build around, right? You have a corner.
And now we're seeing why he wasn't relevant because, okay, we'll get into that. But yeah, they had a flaw because they had no defense. And he probably would have been still there if they actually had a defense. Well, and there's another reason that team can stay together because they're only playing Crosby and Malkin $9 million a year. $9 million cap hit.
Well, they got it in before,
Yeah, before the real cap hit.
Because $1 million more. Because I think, Taves and Kane are getting $10 million cap hit.
Well, David's getting 12, and that's going to be the standard for anyone trying to renew. Like, Matthews is going to get like 12.
Yeah,
Tavares is up this year.
That hurts your team. Like, if you start paying hockey players that much money, it's like, yeah, we can't get anybody else. Anyway, so those are our NBA picks. We actually been pretty good with the NBA picks, actually. We're pretty spot on.
Yeah, you're nailing them.
With these ones. I give you kudos on the Cavs win there, though. You were off by one game, but still. Yeah. You were off by one game, but still you called it. You're like, I saw no heart in these guys, and I'm picking it.
I don't know how you saw them in 7. I don't know how you thought the Raptors were going to give. I don't know how you picked the Raptors in 5, Mike. Bro, I don't know what series you watched before.
I believed. That's all I have to say about that. I believed.
Who'd you believe in? No, I'm not trying to be a dick. What did you see? No, but like, did you believe in more of the Raptors, or did you believe in more of the Raptors because Cavaliers look beatable in the first round?
I believe the Raptors are better than the Pacers.
Okay.
And that CPU fly.
that was where everything stemmed from.
When you watched the first round, did you not see how bad they looked?
But remember what he thought is the Wizards and Raptors were equal. That's what he thought. You can still argue that.
I'm not trying to.
You can still argue that.
That was my. I thought we were better than the Pacers. The Pacers took the Cavs to the brink. We will kill them. That's what I thought.
All right. Enough Raptors talk. So we're trying to get back on schedule here. All so we're gonna rewind that back, and we're gonna give you guys a top 5. And I'm up. So
thank God.
It's been a while.
Yeah, well, I was like, if you say it's Smythe this week, I'd be like,
I would have given you a heads up if it was you. All right, so my top 5, bringing it back again to the Raptors again.
That's enough Raptors. I'm going to bring it back to the Raptors now.
Top five teams LeBron never get to the finals. Never get to the finals.
LeBron will never allow to the finals?
Yeah. All right, so this has been a 7-8 year run?
It will be
LeBron James on 2 different teams. So I'm going to start. So I'm going to go from his least competition to the
most competition,
the best competition he's had. Right. So we're going to go Washington Wizards. Now this is the Washington Wizards before this iteration of Washington Wizards. So you had Gilbert Arenas, Butler, that Washington Wizards team. They met in 06, 07, and 08.
When he was on the Cavs.
But LeBron never went to the finals then. Oh, he went to the finals in 06.
But they couldn't get to the finals. Yeah. That's my whole problem. Yeah, he went in 06. If you remember, those guys did not like each other. There was a lot of physicality in those series.
Who's the guy you used to fight with all the time?
Oh, it was the enforcer. It was it was a power forward, wasn't it? Hey, you probably have to Google that. Look that up. So I got the Washington Wizards. 4, I got the Raptors.
Oh, Reggie Evans?
No. He's the guy. You remember the guy on the Pacers off the bench now?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Deshaun Stevenson. Deshaun Stevenson?
Lance
Stevenson. That's Lance. But Deshaun Stevenson was the other guy before.
Yeah. No, I don't think that was the guy though. There was like a fight with Augustus in that series, in that Washington series. I just can't remember the guy. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, number 4, the Raptors. 2016, the finals. 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Did they get swept in the conference finals too? Or
they won.
No, they won 2 games in Toronto.
Yeah.
So we all know how that goes on. We talked for quite a bit on those guys. Number 3, the Atlanta Hawks. Mm-hmm. Atlanta Hawks, 15, 16. 16 was that year they had 60 wins.
Yeah.
That was also the same year that they had, I can't remember what month it was. They had 5 guys player of the month on that Hawks team. Yeah. In the end, they just weren't good enough.
Kyle Korver was like, I'm going to play with you, LeBron. Sold out, bro. He sold out.
Number 2, the Bulls. 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2015. Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy about that? Every series went 4-1.
Yep. Derrick Rose edition.
There was one year where Derrick Rose was MVP, but every year they met up. Remember, Derrick Rose was hurt every single year. Derrick Rose was, I think Noah was even hurt one of those years too as well. So, and the biggest competition since LeBron is the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
2012, 2013, 2014.
Paul George.
2013, was it conference finals? And they went to game 7.
Yep.
They actually went to a game 7. And 2014 was the one with Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron James' ear. that was the best team, other than probably the Celtics, that LeBron's ever faced.
Yep.
Paul George
team that he's prevented from getting to the final.
Paul George at his height, that was the best Paul George we've seen. Hitting threes, they were going back and forth, and all of a sudden, it was good. Those are good series. The verticality of what was the center's name? Hibbert. And he went to the Lakers, and now I have no idea where he is.
He's out of the league.
He gone.
That guy went from revolutionizing defense,
Yep.
to out of the league within. Like, the league has changed under a lot of guys' feet.
Because, well, to be honest, once analytics came into basketball, they were like, "Why are we taking 2-point shots? What? Why are we taking 2-point shots?"
Well, it turned into we're going to put the best 5 guys on the court.
Yeah. Well,
The most skilled. No, sorry, the best 5 skilled guys on the court.
the actual math goes: if you hit the 2-pointers at 50%, which hit the 3 at 40%, and the 3-pointers worth 50% more points than the 2-pointer, it makes sense to shoot twice as many 3-pointers as 2-pointers.
That still doesn't explain the center, though.
And it wins games. Well, the center's gone, so you just shoot the threes.
You're not going to drive the lane.
Gobert can still play in this league.
No, he can. He's gone. He's not playing anymore.
Well, he can still play. I'm saying the team's actually good. What's his name can still play. You got Cat. You got like centers. It's just the center position
they
has
shoot
completely
threes.
changed.
Cat shoots threes.
Yeah.
Embiid shoots threes.
Embiid shoots threes.
Gobert
He shoots threes sometimes.
Gobert is a difference maker on defense,
Yeah.
but like offensively, it's very weird and it's new. But it just at the end of the day,
Gasol and I think Valanciunas are the only 2 dinosaurs left.
Yep.
And they try hard.
Valanciunas hit 73s this year. Now it's not such a big rate. If you're knocking down about a 3 a game, we can live with that. It's crazy, this NBA now.
All right, that was my top 5.
It's a good top 5.
Good top 5. Bad top 5.
That's on the top for me.
No, okay. I feel it wasn't a good top 5. Usually, if it's a good top 5, everyone's like, "Yeah, that was a good top 5."
No, that was.
You don't need our
straight facts.
endorsements.
Yeah.
I don't care about LeBron James. So
Wells is a hater over here.
LeBron James.
it's his league, man. It's like
It is his league, and before that was Jordan's league.
Yeah,
that's the way it goes.
You love Jordan though, don't you?
I don't care. I don't love him. I didn't appreciate him as much as I should have.
It's good.
I appreciate LeBron James and what he's done. I'm just bored.
That's fair enough.
All right.
You know what I always regret that I never appreciated? Roger Clemens.
What?
When he was playing for the Jays.
We saw
I
Roger Clemens.
never went to go see one game. Not
What
one.
days?
No, not proven.
Actually, not proven.
He was 41.
What?
He was still. Did he get Cy Youngs here? He got Cy
Two
Youngs.
Cy- He played 2
Cy
seasons
Youngs
here.
here.
He got Cy Youngs back
And I
to
never
back.
went to see one game.
Was he 41 years old
When?
when he was here?
No,
No.
man.
How
Get your
was he?
facts straight.
How was he?
Come on, man.
How old was
I don't know, but he was like in his 30s. That was the only team he played other than Boston with at the time.
But what are you talking? Even if he was 41, he still got 2 Cy Youngs while he was here.
he? I know, like PEDs.
I'm 2 bad teams.
Yeah. That's one guy I should have probably seen more in person. So let's move on to our greatest movie franchise.
It should be quicker this time, right?
It should.
We don't really need to.
Unless there's some things you like. Oh, I forgot to bring up this, or I want to say this, or blah 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 blah.
Some
I'll
tough
still
ones,
give you time to speak on it if you like. So
if you'd like.
we got a 6 and 11. Rocky versus Indiana Jones.
Now it's getting tight.
Yeah.
Some of these are really tough, and some of them are like kind of pushovers. But
Can you just make a pick right now, Wells?
Yeah.
well,
We don't have to go so into
you
it.
don't go so deep. But anything you want to talk about any of these movies?
I also want to know if Wells make a pick right now.
Yeah, I can make a pick.
Pick.
Rocky.
Okay.
Wow.
Now.
Wait, you made him pick, and you're gonna go talk about?
I'm gonna try to change his mind. My whole thing was I'm gonna try to change his mind. Because remember, Indiana Jones defined the action hero.
I agree. But Rocky also defined the
Adventure.
underdog.
Adventure.
Rocky also defined the underdog story.
Rocky also defined. Yep, he did. I'll agree with that.
And did it very well.
But Indiana Jones.
No, hey man, I've looked at all. Indiana Jones has 2 good movies in the series.
3.
2, in my opinion. You can say 3, you can say 4, whatever you want to say. That's
Rocky
your
has the same amount of numbers. If not
Rocky
more.
has the first 4 are all very good movies. 3 is probably the least of those. Rocky 5, we can just forget about that. Rocky Balboa was pretty good.
I don't like that.
Creed was
the Creed
very
movie.
good.
Creed was good.
The thing about Rocky is I really like Rocky.
Yeah, man, it's a feel good story.
Right. Well, Nash, are you going?
Go. I'm waiting for you to keep.
Are you going Rocky too?
Well, why do you like it so much? Why do you like Indiana Jones so much?
Indiana Jones defined an era. All the movies were awesome. Like it was everything you saw was new for the first time. Everything copied it. It was
everything.
It was a culture phenomenon. Yep. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Indiana Jones.
But Rocky was also a cultural phenomenon too.
Huge to this day. If you hear that music, you know exactly.
But man, this is your opinion. You choose it. I'm not.
I guarantee if you go to Philadelphia, you're probably going to run up those steps.
But you're only thinking about Rocky.
Indiana Jones. I'm thinking about all the movies.
Indiana Jones spawned a bunch of different series and different movies and different things
which
that
were
try
not
to
good.
Develop their own culture based on Indiana Jones.
Young Indiana Jones, not good.
That was pretty good. Is that Ryan Gosling?
I don't know.
Like with Rocky, you just remember Rocky references, but you don't see more boxing culture movies. Like
but how about Creed? You didn't enjoy Creed?
It's just more Rocky.
I love Creed.
Creed's a great movie.
The whole spoiler alerts, the cancer thing that really touched me.
It was good. I don't know. I'm gonna ride with Indiana Jones.
Come on, man. Like,
hey,
there's so many good scenes in the first Rocky. Like when she's like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Win." And then the music cuts in, victory. Come on, man. That movie...
many montages.
What are you waiting for?
Rock.
Oh man, it's so good. That you just need to play that. Like if you're in an arena and you play that scene, that'll get everyone fired up.
I get it, but Indiana Jones burst action adventure.
I agree. I agree.
That 3 times.
I know. I'm just trying to
reiterate how big it is.
I think Rocky has more of a.
What do you remember about Indiana Jones 3?
Yeah, with Sean Connery. I can't tell you anything, man.
That wasn't the best one.
No.
Are you just saying that because you don't remember it? Or are
you just saying that because I don't remember?
Let me tell you what I remember from the Crystal Skull or whatever.
Oh, I told you, please don't bring that up.
Is when there's a nuke going off and he hides in a fridge.
Oh my god!
I'm still gonna watch this movie.
They didn't understand what nukes were back then.
I'm like, okay.
No, that was a new one.
I know they didn't understand nukes were back.
That was 2002 or something.
No, it was like 2009. But it took place in the 50s.
See,
or 60s. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Indiana Jones is is a good competition. I just think Rocky will always they'll both have special places in my movie going.
Just
history.
because you pick one doesn't mean the other one.
I thought you were gonna say your heart, but keep going. Okay,
That's
so what else were you
corny. I took.
You took Rocky. You took Indiana Jones, and I'm also gonna take Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
I'm also gonna take Indiana
Jones.
Okay,
upset.
Same reason. The adventure movie. Like both these things are both iconic. They're both in the zeitgeist. It's just. We're gonna get some upsets now. Like that's basically what's gonna. That's
time.
Basically, I think Rocky has more bad movies. Oh man! And it's gonna look like the Jets are gonna move on, which is pretty good. We'll be able to make our picks at the end.
Yeah.
Next we got Back to the Future against Captain America. 3 and a 4 team. I'm gonna get you to start, Wells, because
I've started the last one.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna get you to start, Smythe.
No, you start.
No, you guys start.
Wow.
Smythe start.
Everyone's just like, no, I don't want to start anymore. No, I'm joking.
And don't force people to make picks.
Oh, this is tough.
This is really, really tough.
Gonna ride.
Well, you don't have to make a vote. Talk it out. No, okay. What do you? What's your favorite parts of Back to the Future?
We've already talked about what we like about these movies. Now we have to say what would catapult
this one. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get this started. So they both have 3 movies.
Yeah, but
they both have 3 movies. I would say Back to the Future 1. Obviously, that's maybe top 10 in a lot of people's minds as far as movies concerned. Mm-hmm. Back to the Future 2. Yeah, it was fun. I remember as a kid it was fun, but when I look back at it, I'm like, it wasn't that great. Back to the Future 3, it was good. It was good. I like the western part of it.
I enjoyed all 3 of them.
Captain America now.
I enjoy Captain America more. I'm also at more of an age to enjoy movies.
Civil War has its problems. I had a lot of problems actually.
And
do you actually count this? Obviously, it counts.
I was trying to have a reason for Back to the Future to even get into this conversation. I'm Captain America all the way.
Why?
because he's appeared in like 100 million movies, so there's more lore there. I know, and in terms of the movies, like the first Captain America was fantastic.
I want to say it was fantastic.
It was. We all loved it. Winter Soldier, we all admit, incredible.
Winter Soldier was probably the best of the three. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Captain America, the first one, it wasn't fantastic.
And then Civil War, while it was obviously aiming to do many different things, it told the story of actually what it was supposed to do, because the comic Civil War.
Actually, no.
It converted.
It did nothing close to the comics. It didn't.
It wasn't, but it converted the story very well for a situation. I enjoyed it. I didn't leave the theater being like, that wasn't a good representation.
I disagree with that. That was probably like the worst of the Captain America movies.
Obviously, because the other two were great. But
I wouldn't say great, but
you didn't think the first Avenger was great?
No, it wasn't great. It was good. It wasn't great. Winter Soldier was good, really good. Again, it had its flaws, like the fight scenes. I never liked the fight scenes. There's too many cuts. It makes me sick sometimes.
It makes me sick.
No, you can't tell what's going on. You're like looking at it, it's like cut. Civil War had a lot of flaws, stuff like that. Back to the Future. Again, I'm going to say it again. The first one, damn near perfect movie. Awesome. Just when you saw that car go back, you're like, "What am I watching?" Like it was a pure joy. Even to this day, I'll still watch it with pure joy.
Didn't they? Wasn't the future like just past a couple of years ago? Didn't they go to 20?
So the movie took place in the 80s and they went back to the 60s.
No. They went to the future. The future was 20.
Oh, you're talking about the future. Oh, you're talking about the second movie.
The first one took place in the 80s. They went back to the 50s.
50s, sorry.
In the second one, they went to 2010 or 2015 or whatever.
I think it was 2015.
It just and then the third one went to 1895.
Yeah. How do you remember that?
Back to the Future is like
I just don't remember the year specifically.
So we know your pick?
Anyway, go ahead.
No, I'm going to go with Back to the Future here. And it's tough. It's really tough. Back to the Future 1 obviously is top 10 for me all time. Mm-hmm. 2 and 3 didn't really stray away from the archetype or like the formula of how the first one worked or the second one worked, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it didn't offer anything new.
Yeah.
But it developed. It gave us more insight on the characters. Like Back to the Future 2 was cool. Like I remember. I know it's not the greatest movie, but I remember like watching it and like, I want a hoverboard. Or
as a kid, I loved it. As a kid, I really.
But I watched it again and I thought it held up all right.
Yeah.
It kind of like gave insight to like the future a bit. It was cool to see like the characters from the 50s, like how they always played like their older versions or their younger versions, and
I was more excited.
Was it the first one where he went in whatever he went to, and then he came back, and then it was changed completely? Like Biff was like Overlord or something like that.
So the first one, he went back in time, and what he did back in time saved.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, if you haven't seen Back to the Future, it saved like his parents living together. It made Biff into like their lackey.
Yeah.
Like he helped like clean the car or whatever, like stuff like that, right? And everyone was good. And at the end of it, Doc came back in like the DeLorean and like the roads where we're going. We don't need roads. Which one did he
get the almanac? Because Biff got the almanac.
Second one.
It was the second one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he got the almanac, and then he went back. There's alternate timelines in the second one.
Yeah.
And then he like made all the money off betting on sports.
I've always dreamed about that. Ever since I seen that, right? I've always dreamed about that.
I'm pretty sure that Las Vegas has that almanac.
My favorite one was probably the second one. Just the hype. Like I love hype to go watch.
Last time you watched it?
I watched it 2 times.
When
it came out.
Here's my counter. I'm taking Back to the Future. I've already said it, but my counter is I watched Winter Soldier the other day just to. I feel like I watch it once a year
just
at least.
to make sure.
And after watching the Avengers, I was like, just good to it. Still amazing movie. Still really good. The first one is a great movie as a setup for the whole franchise, right? Mm-hmm. And Civil War was amazing on many levels because it was almost like a setup for Infinity War, as in like, how can we get all these characters into this movie and make it work? Granted, it was only like one scene where we saw everyone together, but like
they really didn't make it work.
Well, that's your opinion.
They didn't.
But
I don't want to really get into it. They really didn't.
But anyway. Like getting everyone into the actual movie was cool. I just think they were really good movies. But like Back to the Future is a classic, a top 10. That's going to take a lot of the vote towards that for me. 2 and 3, they weren't as good as the first, obviously, but they still were enjoyable. Yeah. They gave good closure on everyone, and Back to the Future.
Even today, like, you got the Nike shoes. You got the Nike shoes that are coming out. Yep. Like, it's still there, man. It's still there. So I'm also going Back to the Future. You're not voted here.
No, that was only the first time. Wells got voted the very last one we picked.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Sorry.
What'd you take? Captain America, right?
Yeah,
I took Back to the Future.
Sorry, you took Indiana Jones. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Next one we got.
Wait, what'd you take?
Back to the Future.
Okay.
Next one we got a 7 and a 10. Mission Impossible and Harry Potter. I was sitting down talking with Erin, and I told her about this choice, and she goes, "Oh, Harry Potter for sure." I was like, "You know, it's probably not going to go on." She's like, "Yeah, because most of you guys, it probably doesn't connect to you guys as well." And that's my only problem with Harry Potter.
What?
It doesn't connect to me.
Oh, all right. Well,
I don't. I think I've told the story again. I sat down and tried to watch all of them in a row. It took me about 3 days.
It's virtually an entire day. Yeah,
it's about 3 days.
Well, 3
I
hours.
tried to watch it. I stopped.
Well, you're not going to get through it like that.
I've done it before. I've done it with the entirety of the Marvel universe. I sat down and watched all of them. But Harry Potter, there's certain movies, like even like Pirates of the Caribbean. I'll never, like, it doesn't connect to me. I don't like them. I just don't. It's not that they're bad. It's just maybe it's not speaking to me, and maybe that's because I didn't read the book. I don't know if you get the same sense, Wells. I don't know.
He doesn't like it. So
with Harry Potter,
I don't think Harry Potter is not meant to be binge watched because of the way the movies take place.
Well, no movie's meant to be binge watched, really. But anyway,
it's not a TV series.
Yeah. Anyway,
at the end of the day, so I don't. So I'm gonna ride Harry Potter on this one only because I think it's an incredible thing they did.
Which was? What was the incredible thing they did?
It's a collection of 9 3-hour movies that are telling one story.
3 hours?
Yeah.
God,
and
that's why.
And it develops a superhuman evil bad guy, and then the maturity level of the kids from when they're children. It's a kids movie, and it's not as serious up until when they're grown. It becomes damn near a rated R movie.
Prisoner in Azkaban.
There's people that are like people are getting murdered. There's like real deaths. And it gets super serious. And it's like taking a kid through like from adolescence to teenagers basically to when they can handle what's happening in the movies, which was how the books were obviously as well. Thought they did it awesome.
It is fascinating what they did. Like the characters, the kids growing up, you actually saw Harry Potter grow up. That's pretty cool, I guess.
I thought.
Anything you want to speak about this, Wells?
Mission Impossible.
Just don't even want to talk about it. Mission Impossible. Now have you seen the trailer of what's the new one coming out? Anyway, the new one coming out. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, sorry. It's a Rogue Nation? Or was Rogue Nation the last one?
Rogue Ghost is the last one. They call it 6?
Is it 6?
I'm on it.
Okay, you're on it. So, Superman there. Harry guy, does he not look badass? Does he not look badass in that trailer? When he's in the bathroom and he like pulls up his sleeves and starts swinging at Tom Cruise, I'm like, wow, he looks menacing. And then when he's outside the helicopter and he's shooting that machine gun at him, I'm like, this could be really good. Like, that's one of the movies I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see this summer definitely. Did you find out the title there was?
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Fallout. I don't know if you agree with me with Henry Cavill in the trailer there. He just looks completely badass. Oh, really? He looks completely badass in that movie.
Harry Potter movies I just didn't get into. I didn't read the books. I saw them all though. Just couldn't get into it. I had trouble following. Oh wow. I had trouble following them. Stuff happened in the movies that I feel like wasn't explained well, and people are like, "Oh, you just need to read the books." No, I'm watching the movies. Okay. So
yeah, I hate when people do that. I hate when people.
I'm watching the movie.
It's a movie, not a book.
This isn't the book is not the glue to this movie. The movie is a movie on its own. Mission Impossible. I still think the first one might have been the weakest of all of them.
Might have been.
Second one a close second, but then they kind of got like they figured it out. Yeah. It's entertaining. If there was any other movie going up against, like I don't know, like Harry Potter, I don't think I would have taken anyone. I don't think I would have taken it against anyone. Like I just didn't like them. So Mission Impossible.
I don't think you did either. Yeah, Mission Impossible for me too. Mission Impossible. And last, we got a Group A here. We got Star Wars at 2 against the Dollar Series.
Star Wars
15. Oh my goodness!
Easily. Star Wars going all the way.
We don't have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, it's a Star Wars.
See, I'm the only one I was going to vote for Dollar.
Yeah, you were, but you've been already outvoted.
Because
it's not even you can't convince anybody.
Because the Dollar Series.
No.
No. 3 of them. All 3 are really, really good, and and there's no doubt in my mind, Smythe, you probably haven't watched one of them, not even one of them, but they're really, really good movies. Set the trend for all these Western movies.
I feel like I've seen Fistful of Dollars. I feel like I've seen Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Star Wars.
People suck, but
they have a lot of bad movies. Star Wars have a lot of bad ones. That's my only beef with Star Wars. And the good ones are the really good ones, like Empire Strikes Back. That was amazing.
Here's the thing. What are we saying? The first 3 were bad?
No, there's a lot of bad ones.
Return of the Jedi was dope.
Prequels are pretty bad. I dug some of Episode 3.
Yeah.
But that's just because like all the went down there, right? Like,
I also liked Episode 1 for the most part.
No, Episode 1 was terrible. Episode 2 was the worst of all
New
of
Hope
them.
was bad.
No, wait.
I'm
talking about episodes. You're talking
What's
about
Episode 2?
Episode 2 is Attack of the Clones.
Worst one.
Yeah. Episode 1 was pretty bad too. Writing is bad. Everything's bad.
Yeah, bad.
But like Star Wars, Episode 4. Episode 4 was obviously like it's a classic.
7 is kind of split.
The Force Awakens?
Yeah, 7 is split.
It's tremendous.
I think it was bad.
It's tremendous.
It was just a copy of New Hope. That's all it was.
It was a New Hope Part 2.
But it like shot. It was like it was very well done.
Yeah, I'm on the side that it wasn't that bad, but it was bad.
Last Jedi I loved. I know a lot of you guys didn't like it for certain things, and that's fine. But I still think
great.
I still think Episode 9 will clear up most of it.
Last Jedi again. Yeah, I didn't like that either. I like his attempt. I just didn't like it. And you also have to count Rogue Nation. Rogue One.
I love Rogue One.
I didn't like Rogue One either.
I loved it. I thought it was a great story on its own. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it wrapped up all the characters. And I'm very excited for Solo.
All right. Sorry guys, I tried. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. About
all right.
Nobody really cares about Dollar Series.
Well, I mean, like you should be happy that it made it this far.
One round.
Yeah, it beat someone. Like it didn't. It beat someone.
It beat a heavy hitter. I'd have to look back at it. Let's go to the NHL playoffs. So round 2 recap. So we got Tampa over Bruins.
Wasn't that crazy?
I didn't watch one single game.
I didn't watch one game.
Oh my god! I watched and I was like, Boston's not even in the same league as Tampa, which is it's insane to like see it coming out of that Leafs series.
But that's what we said the whole year, though. Like Tampa for most of the year was the best team in hockey for most of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Some injuries plagued them, and some guys kind of went back a little bit. But
it's tough because at the end of the year, it's like, what are we playing for, right? Like they knew there were gonna be 1 or 2 in the conference, so they kind of I get that, like they kind of just like went stagnant, but they're stacked. That's a stacked team.
And I don't want to say like Stamkos. It's like he's playing well. I don't want to say he's not playing well, but it's like he's just a role player type.
He is not the heartbeat of his team anymore.
He doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Because they're so balanced.
Yeah.
He's not the key guy.
And they have probably the best defenseman in the league. I'm saying Hedman.
Yeah. Agreed. So it's Tampa 4-1. I think everyone in this room picked Bruins.
Yep. I don't know why, but
we look back. We're like, why did we do that? Knights over Sharks.
We all took Vegas, right?
Yeah.
No, you took the Sharks.
Sharks.
I learned my lesson.
I might have got the games right.
I don't. That might have been your only one because we're really bad at hockey. Yeah, that was the only one you got because you only got one series and one, so you got the games right on that one. It was 6. And Pens and Capitals. This is the one I was paying attention probably the most, besides the one that we're about to talk about. Pens and Caps. Sorry, anybody want to talk about the Golden Knights, Sharks, anything?
No, that's great.
Good for Vegas, man.
Yeah,
I'm convinced.
Believer.
You're convinced.
Took it series.
Nah. Pens and Caps. Caps beat him in 6.
Ovi finally got it done, man. I'm so proud of that dude right now.
Did you see the sigh of relief on his face?
Yes.
Man? Sigh of relief.
And all just to get destroyed by Tampa in the next round.
Well, I don't know about that.
Ah.
I don't know about that. It was kind of funny because
We'll get there.
This is the year that no one expected anything. They were basically going to go, okay, we're going to just
second
round
round
this year, and then we're going to break up the team.
Yep.
That's basically how it went. Because last year was a team
they already broke up the team, right?
Well, they couldn't pay everyone, so
Yeah.
they had to get rid of some guys. So it was on its way to being kind of quote unquote rebuilt. And this year they went by. Penguins to me look like they ran out of gas. Those guys played a lot of hockey.
Yep.
They played a lot of hockey, and again, their defense couldn't keep up and all that stuff.
Kessel was hurt all year.
I was gonna say, was Kessel even there?
He's been hurt for a while because he had a great start to the season, right?
Yeah.
He was blowing out and then he,
All right.
and I guess can't score off the back of goalie's legs forever. I guess Sid.
And then finally we have the Jets and Preds that just wrapped up. Wells, you called this one precisely, so you get the 2 points for that.
Yeah.
2 points for that. There you go.
This was the series, man. This is probably
I watched this a lot.
This might have been like the best series in all the playoffs for this year, I think.
Now you might disagree. Actually, I know you're going to disagree with me with this. I think the Preds were better. They're a better team. Games, what was it, 4 and 6? When they won, it looked.
They smothered.
It looked so. It just looked better. Like they protected the lead. They shut down. They just looked like a better team. But like we know in the NHL,
Mm-hmm.
You're only as good as your goalie.
well, the better teams don't always win. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
The better teams don't always
And
win.
Winnipeg, when they won by scoring in bunches.
Yeah.
They were down 3-0 in game 3. And, that was game 3. They were down 3-0, and they came back and won 7-4.
Yeah.
Like, they're a scary team. I picked them to go all the way to the finals, so.
Yes, you did. Actually, you picked them to go to Stanley Cup.
Yes.
Actually, you did. Question for you. This is like a little
Aside.
this little petty thing I do.
A petty thing.
It's really petty. So this is game 7. This is the first game 7 that the Predators have actually hosted. Game 7 for the Jets. Now, is this the first game 7 that the Jets have been in, or is it the third game 7 that the Jets have been in?
No, this is the Atlanta Thrashers franchise.
Yeah. So if you guys didn't know, the Atlanta Thrashers. Where are the Jets though?
The Jets went to Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you guys didn't know, the Jets. Yeah. So obviously the Jets moved to Arizona, and then the Thrashers moved back to Winnipeg. How do you count that, Smite?
Third.
Is it third?
It's
No.
fine. Yeah.
This is
As
their
long as
first.
the name's the same.
Nope.
I've always said the history of teams should stay with the city. It shouldn't move around.
Nope.
You don't believe in that either, eh?
No, because there's like roots in like stuff in the franchise. Like how did when they got rid of Evander Kane, like where'd they get from, right? Like he came from Atlanta, like stuff like that, right? Like that's from the Atlanta franchise. Dustin Byfuglien was from the Atlanta franchise.
Now, I'm not talking about that, like the type of players moving, but I'm talking when it comes to like history. Like say for example,
no, that doesn't make any sense. It's
the
not
Jets. Let's say for example, the Jets won 5 Stanley Cups. It should stay with the Jets. It shouldn't go with Arizona. So you know what I'm saying? So if the Jets won 5 Stanley Cups, which they didn't, now the Arizona Coyotes have 5 Stanley Cups. You know what I'm saying? Because they moved down there. It should stay with the city.
It does though. I think that's how it works.
It kind of does. When they move back, it kind of does.
I'm trying to think of a team
it doesn't do that.
That's
They
one
don't do
that
that.
moved. And I feel like it does.
Because if you go down
the
if you go-
Nordiques, an Avalanche. The Nordiques ever won a Stanley Cup?
No.
No, but the Avalanche won, and
Two.
that's part of the
But all their
Nordic
banners,
the
Yeah, but all the banners of the Nordiques are down in Colorado.
because it's the franchise.
Yeah. So it goes with the franchise. All right.
So by that thinking, this is only the first game 7.
Yes.
That's how he thinks, but you think the other way. You think history should stay with the team.
Yeah.
With the city.
This
There's
team's
no
played 3
ties.
Stanley Cups.
All right. No, there really isn't. There really is. I always find this conversation fun. I think the history should stay with the city. But that's just me. And then, obviously Smythe. And just wrapping up now, we got the Jet. Did we talk about this? Jets and Preds. Yeah. I was going to come in here talking about the Forsberg line and how good it was, and it really was. 'Cause I think I think that line scored the only goal in this.
That's not fair though. Can't
Subban
judge him by
scored
one
it.
game.
But yeah, he was on the power play. Subban
Piqué.
scored. So
Are we doing our picks?
does Patrick Laine even have a point yet?
I don't know. They don't need him.
Apparently not.
They don't. That team's so deep.
I feel like he scored today, but
I don't know if he did.
fine.
Anyway.
No. It's all about Scheifele and Wheeler.
Now, the thing we were talking about earlier today was because of the Jets and Vegas, the ratings in Canada have been really, really good.
This is going to be big.
Especially the second half of this is crazy because this is a late game. The second half of the Vegas, they're getting like 1 million viewership with this in Canada. I didn't look it up for.
Well, I mean, we still got West Coast of Canada.
They're up.
Are up.
They're up, and there's no one else playing.
But most of the population of Canada is in the East, so that's.
There's still people
we still I know, but the thing is, we still have to watch these things.
Yeah.
Toronto. When I say we, I mean Toronto and Montreal. Still have to watch these games to get these big numbers like that.
I feel like no one in Montreal is watching anything.
Yeah, they gone.
That's insane. Right now, the popularity of the Preds and Las Vegas.
You mean the Jets?
No, I'm talking about Las Vegas and Preds. You can talk about Jets.
Predators.
Yeah, I'm talking about U.S. now.
Oh,
I was going to bring it to U.S. because they're talking about them on PTI all the time now.
Oh yeah,
which is
who?
Great.
Vegas.
Vegas Golden Knights and the Preds. They're talking about them all the time on PTI,
well,
which
Preds,
is something that Tony Kornheiser will openly say. Like, we don't talk about hockey because it's a rating.
Like these guys.
It will kill our ratings.
But this is. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is going to be big for both Canada and U.S.
Yeah, it should be.
I think this is the best matchup possible for both because you're going to have Vegas, which is like I think a lot of U.S. is going to get into this because it's such a wicked story, right?
Even Canada.
No, you don't have to worry about Canada. They'll watch any type of story involving hockey. That's a good story, right? But now that you have Winnipeg, who I think is like, I hate that whole vote, like go for Canada's team thing.
I don't like that either.
But
I
feel like Winnipeg is the city that you would root for if that were the case because it's Winnipeg, right? Like who cares about that city? Honestly, no offense to anyone from Winnipeg.
If it was Vancouver, everybody in Canada would be like, I don't want it. If it was
Montreal, Vancouver, everyone outside of Toronto was in it, wouldn't like it. Like I could get behind Edmonton with McDavid and even Calgary too. I don't mind, but like Winnipeg, like that place is going to be bonkers for this series.
Small little places.
I know
what they playing. Yeah, I understand. And here's the thing:
is there a way to capitalize on this though?
What?
Like people are actually talking about hockey, especially in the States. Like I want to bring it back, especially to the States. Is there a way to capitalize? Is there a way that Gary Bettman can go? How do we keep this going? How do we keep the momentum?
Regular sports fan doesn't care.
That's not true, man.
That's not true.
Yeah,
that's not true.
That's not true.
If they're talking, this is why I keep mentioning PTI. If
they're talking about
it on PTI,
but PTI always talks about hockey.
No,
they don't just skip the Stanley Cup.
They don't.
Come on, they don't skip the conference finals
they talk about the
in other years.
They talk about the Blackhawks because I'm Mike Wilbon. No, Smythe. I listen to PTI.
Are you saying last year they didn't talk about it at all because these teams weren't there?
Not to this extent.
Okay, there's more hype, but because Vegas brings hype, obviously.
Yeah.
This is a big story.
This is something different. I'm telling you, something different.
But I don't think you're getting non-hockey fans tuning in to watch this. I don't think that's
how excited are you right now if you're a hockey fan living in Seattle? Because you're going to
I don't know how excited are you? Because is Gary Bettman going to change the rules now?
He might.
Because if Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup, which I am praying for, I'm probably not going to pick them again. But
that's insane.
I am praying for them to win the Stanley Cup because the owners are going to turn to Gary Bettman and say, "What the f?"
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
No, I think.
Okay, wait. Sorry, you were the Edmonton. You're the owner of the Edmonton Oilers. Smart.
Yeah.
And you've been getting first round picks. You've been getting this. You've been getting that.
Them in Buffalo. They've been trying to rebuild for so long.
All of a sudden, a team comes in and just blows by you and wins the Stanley Cup. You're not mad?
One team expansion.
You're not mad if you're an NBA.
I'd be upset, but
we've never seen anything like this in any sport.
But we have never seen a one team expansion before. I can't imagine the last time I've seen only one team come into a league.
But the rules were set up for hindsight. The rules were set up for success.
Also, weren't there the crazy trades? Weren't they trading
cap
space for players and all kinds of insane stuff?
Here's the thing too: is they have 23 picks in this draft coming up.
Yeah, they were saying they're protecting players and giving up picks.
You know how they got those?
They trade
is from
the draft was insane.
Other teams saying, "Please don't take this guy. We'll trade. We'll give you a draft pick."
Yeah.
So again, I'm gonna say again, Smythe, you're the Edmonton Oilers owner. You're not furious right now.
Because no one thought this would happen.
Nobody thought that.
No one.
But
I'm furious.
I don't know. My thing is, if you have only one expansion team come in and you have the same draft rules that there was 2 teams, that one team's not going to be so bad. This good, absolutely not, unprecedented. But usually, this talent is split between 2 teams, right?
Look,
we agree there, right?
Other than James Neal and Marc-Andre Fleury, who did Vegas take from that expansion draft that you were like, oh man, this team's gonna be good?
Oh, who's their leading scorer?
Who did they take from Columbus?
He was
He's a 60-point scorer with Florida.
Right?
No. That's not
Marchessault.
Is it Marchessault?
No, you're thinking of Carlson.
Carlson from Columbus.
6 goals.
Yeah, 6 goals the year before.
And he's like playing 4 minutes a game.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Now he got 43 goals.
Yeah, they banked on him.
Who saw that coming?
Nobody.
Yeah.
They banked on him for sure. And I think they gave them him, and they gave draft picks to Vegas, so they didn't take some other guy that didn't play well.
Yeah, sure.
And I was just like, well, I guess that's what you
Let's
get.
also call it like some of these guys are castaways, right? Like,
that's what the
Nashville just couldn't afford to keep James Neal, right?
Yeah.
Like they were deep. Like Fleury, obviously, Pittsburgh showed they can win without him. They won a Stanley Cup without him. Like
can't protect him.
There's no need for him, right?
But now he has defense. Now he has defense in front of him. In Pittsburgh, basically had Letang and who else really?
Who can you name any defenseman?
No, but
Vegas?
they are playing defense though.
Because their coach is also really, really good.
And this is another thing I think too. There's no hierarchy in the locker room in that team.
No, they just everyone's there like
but
I don't think they have a captain.
There will be next season.
They don't have a captain.
But I'm saying nobody's making that much money more than the next person.
No.
Right? So
well, James Neal's making the most money at Fleury.
Yeah. So everyone's pretty much even. Like there's no hierarchy.
There's no egos in that
I'm driving a
locker room.
Bentley while you're driving a Mustang type thing.
There's no egos.
And here's another thing to add on to it is these guys are playing each other. This is the first time they've all played with each other.
Yeah.
Like you got you know what I mean? Other teams who played together for a while and couldn't just. It's such a crazy story.
Does it make it seem like there's like a system of how to play hockey and coaching really doesn't matter that much? I'm joking.
No. Is this repeatable though? Is this repeatable? Is this repeatable?
Vegas will be good next year. The league won't figure them out. They're not. They're just a well-tooled team. Yeah.
But when I say repeatable, I mean, can the Calgary Flames repeat this? Can the Calgary Flames copy this? Can the Edmonton Oilers copy this?
No, you have to be an expansion team coming into the league.
Not necessarily either.
And wheeling and dealing to put together a team.
When I say copy, I mean don't pay your stars.
No.
And maybe try and look
can,
more even.
but I mean, there's still a cap floor.
Yeah,
you have to pay people.
Yeah.
You got it.
Which Vegas is.
This team plucked talent from around the league. Mm-hmm. Teams gave up their futures, basically their picks, to secure players that they thought were worth it. And these guys end up with a ton of assets and a pretty good hockey team that's coached very well.
But when I say that, I mean, can you not... This is back to what I think football teams and baseball teams should always be doing. It's more of a balance. Instead of going, hey, let's find that Crosby. Let's find that Malkin. Let's put these big guys up front and then
how do you fill your seats, though? Like, remember, sports...
Vegas is doing it.
All sports is filling the seats.
Vegas is doing
What's their first year? And
yeah,
they're really
they would have filled it no matter what.
What if they were horrible?
No, if they were horrible, they would not fill it.
Right?
I think they would have. It's a first year
people
team.
People would have watched.
It's a first year team. It's a first year team in a tourism hot pot.
Yeah. I think because they're winning, it's why they're filling
No.
If they were last place,
look,
it would not be.
If they were the 47 points they're predicted to get,
if they did not have a good year, I still think they would have filled the place. Okay. They are filling the place now because they're a good team. They're in the playoffs, and everyone. It's like the place to go.
The difference is, like before, I thought they fill a place with corporate seats and giveaways from casinos and stuff.
Sure.
No,
it's families.
They actually said, it's families.
Well, I mean, there is. They wouldn't put a team there just because, right? They put a team there because they're still like it's one of the fastest growing communities. In all of America, right? Yeah.
Now, imagine you saw Nashville in Vegas.
Well, Nashville's the same
stadium would have rocked.
That would have been a crazy.
I really wanted that to happen.
But these last 3 teams, the last 4 teams in the West, other than the Sharks, they all had great fan bases.
Yeah,
the Preds.
I think the Sharks have a good fan base.
Not like these guys.
No, but the Sharks are there every year.
Oh, I understand that. But
I mean,
do you hear the stories of the ruckus crowds? Jets, Preds, and Las Vegas?
Yeah,
no.
place is rocking.
That would have been insane. Jets is also the same thing.
And
you're getting the same kind of hype with Nashville, too.
Yeah.
Again, another city that, before this team was put together, that team was left for dead.
Yep.
They had no money.
Nothing.
And actually, you put a good hockey team there, which I kind of hate that argument. It's like, all we need is winning. I'm like, but not everyone can win. So you need to be able to sustain through the winning. But anyway, You put a good hockey team, and they love this team.
Yeah.
They love this team, which I'm kind of curious what Gary Bettman's going to do. He's obviously going to do nothing because he never does anything. But just to keep this going, like people
say what you will about him, but he has done a lot for this sport.
Like
there's 31 teams.
There's 31
there
teams.
should not be 31 teams.
Not a good
the best player on the Leafs is from Arizona, and if
I guess
they didn't have a team there, who knows if we would have got him, right? Like
I know. If we didn't have a team that was bleeding money.
But
bleeding money.
No, I'm talking about the sport, not just the franchises. I'm talking about look how like Hockey USA has grown.
Yeah. I'll give him credit for the California teams, 100%. Because I'll give him credit for that. But there's too many teams in this league, and he's gonna put more. It's just it's not good.
Dude, that's his job is to get people to invest in teams.
Because you don't see the NBA doing that. They're actually looking at it very carefully. Because they know the more you add, it sometimes takes away.
No, the NBA is scared because that TV contract is going away, and they don't know where that money's coming from when that goes.
Gary Bettman doesn't care.
Well, Gary Bettman doesn't care. He doesn't have the TV contract
because all he cared about was, you're going to pay $600 million for this team.
Yeah,
which I don't think they actually paid $600 million.
But like,
and the owner's like, we get $600 million. Give it to us. Yeah. They don't care about the future.
Take this team. You don't care
because those teams it's going to hurt in the long run.
Maybe
it might.
It's not his job.
No, but if that team is not generating money, what does the league have to do? The rest of the team have to prop up that.
Yeah,
so they're not throwing into the pot.
They can do
they're
that.
Taking away from the pot.
But it's not his money. It's the owner's money. He doesn't care.
I know, but that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. But his job is to get them in. That's his job. His job is to get people interested in buying teams.
Money for them. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, you were going to say something else. Sorry.
No, I just think like we always talk about how much we don't like Gary Bettman, but like
especially me.
I still think like, and a lot of people don't like the fact that like the games and like they're so close, right? So people hate the parody of it, but I think that's a cool part of the NHL. That's just me.
Yep.
Well, at the end of the day,
here's what we're looking at. We're looking at an expansion team going to their conference final.
Yeah,
we're looking at Winnipeg Jets going to the conference final, right? And in the NBA, we're looking at the same
four teams.
Yeah, same four teams.
You can argue it's good or bad because who's making more money?
What did I ask you guys earlier? Are you going to look forward to the finals?
Yes,
exactly.
It's because it's lopsided. That's why.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, okay.
But if you judge success on eyeballs and money, which one's more successful?
Oh, that's different, man.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But that's a whole different. That's also a culture thing too, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a whole different culture of people into basketball, and you have other you know what I mean? Like it's a very more international game, whereas like hockey's a bit more,
Well, whose fault's that?
But that's just the game.
And I could blame Gary Bettman on that too as well.
But that's just the game, like.
No, it is what it is.
Remember that World Cup hockey tournament that was supposed to be going on?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah.
The one going on right now?
No, the one that he was going to create.
We had it last year.
He did it last year. The Team North America.
Team Europe, Team North America. That was fun, man.
That was last year?
Yeah, he did
that. Before the season started last season.
Yeah. Did it go well?
I went and saw the semifinals. It was not that it didn't go well. It was exciting.
Wow, how come I didn't hear about that?
I don't know. You're under.
I honestly didn't hear about that.
You live under a rock.
At Team North America,
when they threw two random teams together, there was like Team North America was the other team.
Team North America was under 23s.
Yeah, which was awesome.
Which was so fun to watch.
Was that last year? Or was it 2 years ago?
So before before last season started, they had it in September.
Sorry. That's what I meant. I thought you guys meant it happened like last year. No, okay. No. I did see. Yeah, I went to 3 games then.
What the hell are you talking about?
Is this supposed to go on every 2 years?
4.
Oh, or 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought it was every 2 years.
There's no Olympics. What was the other team they threw together?
Europe.
Team Europe.
Anyone that wasn't like Czech, Russia, Sweden, Finland was Team Europe, and they did really well.
That was probably the best team. They didn't win.
Team North America was pretty fun.
Yeah. All right. Well.
So now, did we make our picks?
Let's make some picks. So we got. Sorry, what am I looking at?
So we got
Winnipeg
Vegas and Winnipeg versus
so finals.
Tampa and Washington.
So we got the Lightning versus the Caps. Who do you got, Smythe?
Lightning.
How many games?
6.
Lightning and 6. Any reason why?
I think they're in a class above Washington. And Washington overcame their demons, but I don't think they're on the same level.
Balls?
Exact same thing I was going to say. Tampa in 6. I think Washington's happy enough with what they just did. They finally knocked off Crosby and the Pens. I mean, there's 2 ways they can go about this. They can just be happy that it happened, and they don't, whatever. Like Backstrom's hurt too. I don't know if he's going to play that much. But I think Tampa's in a league of their own in the East.
Excuse me. I was also worried about the Caps. Like, this seems to be their Stanley Cup. They were so happy to win this. I think they start Sunday. I think there was a concert.
No.
Was it a concert? No, there's a country concert going on in Tampa.
Oh,
that's why they can't.
I know the NBA one. I didn't know the NHL one. Sorry.
Yeah, there's one going on. I think it's a country concert. That's why it might happen on Sunday. I'm not actually sure, to be honest with you. So maybe they got a little bit more time to bask in the glory and whatnot. I'm gonna go Caps in 6. I picked them all 3 playoffs, so I'm just gonna go keep
riding
keep rolling. Vegas. Actually, I got 2 things here. We got Vegas against the Jets. Vegas against the Jets. Who do you
Saturday, Vegas and Winnipeg play game 1.
Oh, okay.
And Sunday, Washington and Tampa play game 1.
When's the NBA start?
Sunday.
Yeah. Well, same time. It's funny how they managed to they meet up like the Stanley Cup in the NBA Finals. Really
well, Sunday basketball is at 3:30, I believe.
That sucks.
3:30 Boston and Cleveland is game 1.
Yeah. That sucks.
I going with Vegas. Gotta ride the Vegas train.
In how many?
6.
Vegas and 6. You're just still rolling with it. You don't want to give them up. You don't want to.
It's not. I don't want to give them up. I think that now they have a goal and the country's behind them. Hockey's behind them.
What?
That's how I feel about it. And,
not Don Cherry. If you saw Don Cherry with his hat, he's 100% behind.
I mean, it's fun to have a Canadian team go that far, and I really enjoy that. But now I think the media train's going to get behind the Vegas Golden Knights.
How many games was?
Jets in 6.
Jets in 6. I just asked you how many games because I knew you were going to pick Jets.
Yeah. I took them from the start.
It's the first time I'm picking Vegas. If the Preds won, I would have said Preds in 6. But Jets won, so I'm going to go Vegas in 7.
All right.
Vegas in 7. All right, so we got the picks. I'm going to throw those up on Instagram. One thing, I'll just touch on the Leafs a little bit. Lou Lamoriello.
He gone.
And doesn't want to do no part of the organization.
No, that's not true. His contract was up.
No, but he said he's not going to stand as an advisor. He's not going to say about nothing.
He's going to go to Long Island.
Yeah.
Is that rumored or actually going?
That's a rumor.
Okay. So what I heard was he's actually going to stay on as advisor. Whatever. Letting him go. A mistake?
No. He was here to transition. They're not transitioning anymore. And
you guys don't really believe in management. I've noticed that.
Job's done.
You guys don't really believe in management.
No, well, Lamoriello came and he was supposed to put together a team that could compete. And he wasn't supposed to stick it out. That's why they gave him his 3-year contract.
Had a really tough job there picking the first overall pick.
Yeah, that right.
Well, I don't think that's what Lou Lamoriello does. But anyway,
that's what I thought. He knew it wasn't going to be a hard job. He just had to make sure that once you get that pick, you put together a pretty decent product. He's done that.
What was happening before he came here?
Yeah.
What?
He sucked.
No. Do you remember what was happening in the front office before he came here?
No.
Hunter and what's that young guy's name? Dubas were like always fighting. They couldn't get decisions done. They were always fighting. So they had to bring
one of them is going to be the GM.
So they had to bring in Lou Lamoriello to actually
make decisions,
put structure into this, and all that kind of stuff. I personally would have kept Lou Lamoriello through the contract negotiations. It was Austin Matthews and stuff.
Get out of here, man.
Well, remember what he did in New Jersey? He always taught those guys into taking less money. And that's one thing that the Leafs probably need. They probably need for those guys to take less money. So
I don't think
if you're Austin Matthews, are you respecting Kyle Dubas enough to do that? If he came in and hey, we need to take less money, it's like
those Arizona rich kid. I don't think he's going to care about.
He's going to get paid, right? He's going to get paid.
Oh yeah, but how much? That's the thing.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Because if he's up with McDavid.
I think he gets
not building a win.
I think he gets like 11 a year.
That's still a lot.
But the cap is going up. It's going to go up.
I don't think by much.
They're saying $4 or $5 million.
It's going to go up.
It's a lot.
It's still something.
It's a body.
Yeah, it's probably one body.
I don't know.
Mistake? No, you don't really care.
No, it's not that. It's that he fulfilled his contract and he's done.
That's not what he said. That's exactly what he said. I fulfilled my contract and I'm done.
I don't think there was any conversation about him staying at all. No. I think he was like, sayonara.
No. I think when he signed the contract, that's what he was here
for. That's how he is. That's the type of guy he is. But John Shannon is like, he says he thinks that Lou Lamoriello was kind of disappointed that he wasn't able to stay on.
You know what, man? John Shannon can stick it. That's an old boys club mentality with him.
He is a hockey apologist.
This is the separation now from old boys club to new age analytics and everything, and that's where the Leafs are going to go, and that's where the NHL should go. Dubas is going to take the job, I'm convinced. And
that is another conversation for another day, because NHL, baseball's kind of reluctant to do it, but to get into the new era of things, they just don't want to do it.
No, they don't, because it's an old boys club. It's the biggest downfall of NHL is the cycle of coaches who just go to and from, the GMs, all that stuff, right? Like the head of operations, whatever that is. Like Brian Burke's now not with Calgary. I'm sure he'll find another job somewhere because
apparently retired. Apparently he's done.
No, whatever. Old boys club. He's gonna be doing something, right? Like it's just.
It's so bad. I hate it.
But we're getting it's ending. It's
those guys are getting too old to coach. So
it's always the same guys that are coming in. Yeah, Dubas is